Interesting. Choo choo. Good morning, guys. Hello. Good morning. Choo. STI looks good. And then TPHS. Blah blah blah. Put a short on your watch list. It's turning. Okay, I will. Tesla really bounced off that support. Dang it! I was hoping it wasn't gonna pump like this before we got here. Good morning, Trevor. May and have a blessed day. Have a blessed day as well, Trevor. Tash, good morning. Freebo, good morning. Nas, good morning. Daniel, Ayo. Good morning, Lo. Dave, Jose, good morning. Josh, good morning. Bernard, good morning. Gary, good afternoon. Jay, good morning. Hello, guys. Hello. Let me look at shots. Safety shots. Yeah, it actually did really well on Friday. Seems like that rally started off $1.90, $2 on Friday, and it's sitting at 243 this morning. So yeah, not too bad. Not bad at all. It's gonna need a little bit more volume, but yeah, not bad. I'll set an alert here for a break of $2.50, and then we can always come back and take a look. Alrighty. Ahmed, good morning. Hello. Good morning. Okay, let me pull up TPST. It almost seems like the theme from last Friday continued today with TPST because it's up 200% and there's no news. You know what I mean? STI also looks good this morning, so we're going to pay attention to that. But yeah, TPST's done really well. TPHS. So many names with like similar ticker symbols, right? So yeah, no news. It just had momentum and it's a penny stock and boom skis. So our next resistance will be if we can get back above 30, right? And then obviously the pre-market high 33 pre-market resistance. Good morning, Qualin. Good morning. So we're going to keep a close eye on that thing as the day goes on. TPST is another one that's done well. These guys had news at some point. Whether let me pull up my news thing here. Pull up the news thing. And then I'll pull up the pre-market gainers list. Does it have support at 1250? I'll take a look. I will take a look. See, I'm surprised TPST is not on this list. There's somewhat of a glitch on this, I think, but meh, whatever. What's SPY doing this morning? SPY is bouncing. SPY with Z bounce. WLDS. That thing seems to be causing some boom skis. WLDS. These guys actually did have news this morning, and the stock has done really well. And it's up 71%. Wild. So they announced this morning that whatever they're calling the wristbands, the Mudra band can be so they have that news with Apple. So it's almost like can be a neural bridge for Apple and Meta in their next wave of smart glasses interaction. That's cool. The only two things I see there are Meta and Apple. That's all we need to know, right? That's it. Not that it tells you how much money they're going to make from that deal or anything else. There's just Apple and Meta. And the market goes wild. A whole bunch of names for now. So again, WLDS, TPHS, STI, and then a few more qualins. So it's still really early in the morning, anyways. That just give these things time, and eventually one will take over. The one thing I don't like for now on WLDS is that it hasn't given us that post catalyst dip yet. We know what happens, right? You fall into something that's pumping and then it drops. So it's going to need to dip at some point and then give us the breakout. I think that's when the real FOMO is going to kick in. So for now, still just playing around, playing around. STI has done well though. Since Friday, this thing's done well, right? Friday we talked about this. Actually, even Thursday. Thursday it had a really good rally and then gave it all away, and then rallied again on Friday night, and then this morning it's pumping again. So it's obviously done really well with the runs. You're in at 11 cents, Daniel. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Why did you buy at 11 cents? You just saw the news in Discord or the momentum in Discord and you bought it? Like, oh, I see it pumping. Let me get in. Well done. Well done. Well done. Let me pull up YouTube's here as well. Yeah, no 11 cents is an amazing entry. Yeah, not sure why. Yeah, no, I know. There wasn't any news for that thing. You just saw the thing moving and then you bought it, which is fine. Right? Momentum is key. Um, and I don't think there's anything else on this list that we're going to need today. So I'm going to close this down here. Um, the gainers list. BNAI, sure. BNAI. La, 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 la. So your question is if there's support at $12.50. There's a bit of a double bottom here, Nas, which it's closer to $12.30, 12.35 ish. If that's your question. So I think that's the second time we've tested that level this morning. Yeah, it is. It's the bottom of the demand zone, right? So it almost looks like a double bottom there, right? So that's not. I know why you're looking at 1250. 1250 is fine as a psychological level, but the true bottom is $12.30 there. Um, it's fine, Daniel. It's FOMO. It's nice. It's good FOMO, especially when you're up more than 100%. Like there's nothing wrong with that, right? I wouldn't be letting that thing crash with you inside though, right? So don't let it go below 20 cents and then you're like, oh, I was up 100%. Now I'm no longer up 100%. So make sure you secure those profits as the day goes on. Ready? Yeah. So NASA doesn't look too. Okay, your resistance. Your resistance is $15 at the top there. Alrighty. Actually, let me do a little wedgie wedge here. So obviously we have that double top at $15, just because again, when you look at this, that's the level we failed at twice today, right? But you're also gonna have a little bit of resistance here, just around 14, which is I think is what you're looking at, which is the 200. Also, just the downtrend, right? So this little area here with the VWAP, the downtrend, the 200 EMA, yeah, right, and then $15. Those would be the two levels I'd be looking at. Is it okay if I ask you guess if he likes Wolf? Absolutely. Kidding, not kidding. No. So Jonathan Bates will be on at 11 Eastern. So CEO of BitMine. So which is a mining company. It's a Bitcoin mining company, right? So yeah, of course you can ask questions about Wolf and Mara and all the other names. So that's completely fine. And so that should be completely okay. If he likes Wolf. So he has mentioned that he's been to he's had conversations with like Clean Spark, or he's been to like the offices. So maybe that's something that maybe he knows stuff about Wolf as well. So you never know. Sure, why not ask? Anyways, BNAI just popped their ass, right? So it just cleared $14. So 14, like I said, not the biggest of issues. It's that 15 you're concerned about. But good morning, Koto. Good morning. So it looks like WLDS gave us a bit of a sell off to the 9 and then is bouncing again. Is bouncing. What's Bitcoin at here? 68.5 still. Yeah, it hasn't changed much. 1260. Okay, you have a nice entry. You're well over a dollar in profits, so you should be happy. So just kind of watch it for watch for volatility. Watch for the bids to rise because the spread is still a little bit annoying for now, but just watch that difference in price action. Good morning, Mark. Ayo. Good morning. Good morning. I was a little bit annoyed, Mark, that Tesla was gapping up way above the level this morning, way above. Tesla is at 170, which is annoying, right? So we just talked about this over the weekend, which we should have maybe paid attention to the levels on Friday, but Tesla on the 4 hour or the daily has done a really good job of holding that 160, right? Look at the nice little consolidation, right? Nice consolidation Thursday and Friday. So not a huge surprise that it's gapping up to 170 this morning, honestly. So yeah, right. Especially when you see something like that stay above a level for 2 days, really impressive. So I hope we get a bit of a nice dip ski at the open though for Tesla, right? We have the Fed meeting, by the way, guys. I'm gonna pull up the calendar here for the week, so we can take a look. We can take a look ski calendars. Choo 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 choo. So perfect. Choo 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 choo. When it comes to earnings, there's not a whole lot this week. I think it's also because of the Fed meeting. Some companies will on purpose, the bigger companies especially will on purpose move their earnings to a different week, or not to coincide with the Fed meeting. Um, Actually, this is the one from last week. Yeah, that's the one from last week. Choo 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 choo. La, 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 la. That's very slow, isn't it? It's still uploading here, so I'm just gonna pull up the economic calendar. Yeah, none of these cannabis have any volume yet. No, I would, yeah. So, I think we're gonna need a real catalyst, honestly. But I think it's good to start looking at the cannabis names just because they're coming off the bottoms, most of them at least, right? So, anyways, so when's Tuesday? So Tuesday we have CPI data coming out, which is big. Oh my goodness, my entire thing is really slow, and they're giving me data from last week. Okay, this is just a little bit annoying now. That's all last week's data. No, it's last week's data. It's the stream's fault. You can blame the stream. Uh, okay. Choo 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 choo. So no, not again. Okay, so that's the right one, and this is the right one. There we go. Uploaded finally. Ayomo. Yeah, so I mean, if you look at this list, Wolf reports on Tuesday, which is interesting, Jeff. Right? So Zpeng, China EV name reports tomorrow morning. Micron on Thursday, on Wednesday, Chewy on Wednesday. The few like General Mills on Wednesday, Nike and Luna on Thursday. So it'll be interesting to see what Luna does. It's funny because if you look at Thursday is when some of these bigger companies report, which is in. All right. So Nike reports, Lululemon reports, FedEx. Right. So it seems like Thursday after the Fed meeting is the day that some of these companies want to report. So Wednesday after they close into Thursday, and then Thursday night is when some of the more reliable companies report. So Lulu usually beats, which is usually beats. FedEx is one to pay attention to. And Nike, I'm not quite sure if there's enough volatility there, so we might just ignore that. And Luna, like I said, Luna just for potential future guidance. Luna at some point could be like a really nice company to, like at some point Luna is going to become a company that we look at and say, ooh, these guys go to the moon frequently, maybe this is a long-term play, so this earnings might be something to really pay attention to. Nvidia in keynote today will be chaos. I hope Nvidia announces something that's that sets the AI theme on fire again. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. Almost seems like WLDS is just going sideways here now. So if that thing can clear 82 cents, we might have some a bit of excitement. Bit Farms as well. You excited for Bit Farms, Jeff? You might be very excited about BitMine now as well. So since you're holding two miners, right? So you might get very excited about yeah, quantum graphics soon. Soon, Josh. Good morning. Good morning, Chef Man. Maddie, good morning. So bring out the one. Who? Lobster? Where? Didi, good morning. Biker, good morning. Good morning if I missed you. Hello, hello. No, 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 no. Yeah, let's do a retest, Mark. I would like a retest. Dig in support. Yeah, absolutely, Jeff. Absolutely. Yeah, that's very sad. Landing system next time. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what they mentioned that on the last PR report. That they plan on going to the moon again multiple times, just because it's a low budget moon send, for lack of better phrase. They're spending 100 and something million instead of like the billions for the Apollo mission. So they can go to the moon a few times, a whole bunch of times. And this time they plan on adding some stuff so it doesn't tip, and also more cameras is what they're saying. So, good morning, Richard. Jason, good morning. Entire crypto market, including the miners. Good morning, Jason. Lance, good morning. Jay, good morning. Don't forget to smash the like, guys, if you haven't already. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Today of all days, especially. If you don't smash a like today, I'm banning you. Okay? Smash a like, share the link. So I would really appreciate that. Today more than okay. So smash a like, share the link, all the other fun stuff. Please and thank you. Choo, 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 choo. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, thank you. Jern hitting highs of the day. Interesting. Choo, choo, choo. If we can get a breakout here above 82 cents, 83 cents, maybe we get a run to a dollar on this one. WLDS. Perhaps we get a rally. So let me look at GERN. This is one that we talked about on Friday. They had a catalyst on Friday, and it looks like it's continued that run this morning. Well, late this morning. What time is it here? Okay. Choo, 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 choo. Until the time is needed. Very similar to what CLSK did, Josh. Um, yeah, boom skis. What's the max viewer you've had at one time? I don't know, like 24,000. Tesh, you hoping for that? Yeah. Yes, please. Previous all-time highs. So that yeah, I think the fact that we've sold off enough now, Josh, and all these miners have also sold off. I think if Bitcoin hits new all-time highs, these things will really benefit this time. Really benefit. I think people just wanted to see somewhat of a dip so they could buy lower and this and that. New wave of monies. But the potential for $10 is excellent. Yeah. Yep. 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 Send it. Send it. No, I mean, if everything goes as planned, if the crypto market runs as it usually does after the halving, then these you can only see these miners pumping to incredible levels. So incredible runs, incredible runs. Choo, choo, choo. Okay, so we have 20 minutes here. 20 minutes before the market opens. Okay, make sure we are good to go here. Choo-doo-doo, choo, choo, choo-doo-doo, choo, choo. La, 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 la. Okay, I'm gonna copy this. And then choo 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 choo. Barely moved. I was great spot to make some monies in a reposition. I agree, Josh. I agree. I agree. Good morning, Alan. Hey yo. Biker, let me know what your question is for JTAI, please. Uh, Miss Let's Go T Blizzy, good to see you. Jerry, good morning. Can you please take a look at Verb? You're looking for an entry? Sure, I'll take a look. I will take a look ski. My goodness, let me look at Solana though. Ooh wee. My goodness. My goodness. Look at Solana. My goodness, Josh. 207. 207. Let me look at the daily. Because I think when Josh was on last time, that's when people were panicking a little bit about Solana dipping and texting him. So obviously that's no longer a problem because that thing just hit new highs on this last daily candle. That's impressive. Josh says, I know, I know. That's impressive. Right? So it just looks like it's headed right for 260. It's just not stopping. It's a pretty chart, isn't it? I mean, think about it. Look at the bottom of this. Look at the bottom. Look at this. That's $8, by the way. That's $8. Right? This is $20. When we were, like I mentioned last, when we were in Vegas with Josh, Josh could not stop talking about Solana around this price. He just could not stop talking about it. Right? We were going for breakfast, and Josh was talking about Solana. We were going for, to race sports cars, and Josh was talking about Solana. We were going for a walk, and Josh was talking about Solana. We were on the bridge, watching the waterfall and potential life and death situations, And Josh was talking about Solana. Well, that was $20. That was $30, and this is 207. So it's gone. That damn thing is gone, 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 gone. Impressive. So oh, shut up, Tesh. Unbelievable. Yep, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. So yeah, and then I think Gary mentioned AVAX as well. Another beautiful looking chart. It's incredible to think about. It's incredible to think about like the very bottoms though, of the bear market, and then look at where we're at now, right? Look at that. That's $8-9 for AVAX. Hasn't had like it hasn't had as crazy of a run as Solana has, but look at this. That's $65. That's impressive. Very impressive. So that expression of like when others are fearful, when others are greedy, or when others are fearful, you should be greedy. These are perfect examples of that. When everybody else is panicking, 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 right? Like you know what. So and that goes for the S&P as well, right? You go back a year, and all we could talk about was inflation, Russia, this and that, and this, COVID, and here we are, markets hitting all-time highs, right? So crazy, 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 crazy. Anyways, okay, let me get to some of these questions here. So Jerry said, "Can we look at Verb for an entry?" Sure. So Verb obviously did some crazy things on Friday. Went up 200, 300% on Friday, which was impressive. Was it 500%? Something like that. And then sold off. I just wanted to look at the daily really quickly, see if we could find anything on there. I would be looking for close to 50 cents as possible. Alrighty. Let's see if we can sell up this morning, Jerry, and consolidate about 50 cents. You also need to make sure that you have a plan with this one, though. Alrighty, please, because again, this thing came from 14 cents, 10 cents, all the way to 90 cents, and then lost some of those gains. You don't want to be in a situation where you're holding a penny stock and it's going back to 10 cents. Alrighty. So I think where they failed here is to give us how much potential revenue they're making from the news they had on Friday. So I would only pay attention to the technicals for now. So this morning, you kind of want to have that thing stay above 50 cents if you're playing with it. So as close to 50 cents as possible is what I would be looking for, with a really tight stop loss below. Alrighty, and then your next resistance will be 59.60 cents. And then you're looking for 65 after that. It just seems like psychological levels, but it's actually where it's failed this morning, right? You have somewhat of a double top at 59.60 right there, and then you have another one at 65, right? And you've actually bounced off 50 cents this morning. So those levels seem like random levels, but it's levels that it's tested this morning. To get deals with has yet to get deals with Google and other interest integrated marketing. Yeah, I mean that would be nice if they did, right? Would be very nice if they did. So that would be. I mean, if they can get back above $1 without doing a split, I think that's really good for the company, anyways. And Neds, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I've missed some of these questions here. I'm just scrolling back up. And then yeah, let me take a look at JTAI here, biker. Of its shopping, they just got to deal with that. Yeah, so that's what came out on Friday TMI, and that's why it ran a 500% on Friday. I just wish they gave us numbers, right? It's one thing to have a catalyst and have that be exciting. It's another thing to have numbers and people say, "Oh, okay, this is how much money you're making from this. This was your last earnings report. You're growing in a sense, right?" So, JTI slightly red this morning. Slightly red. BTC again. I'm not sure if you're in this stock already. So I would be looking for anywhere between $1.97. 97 is the low from Friday. You don't want it below that level, please. Otherwise, you're gonna end up in the abyss, holding your hands, praying. It looks like we just double topped here at 84 cents for WLDS. We made new highs though, 88 cents, but we failed to close above the double top itself. So at some point, this thing will need to break out. Question for you guys in the chat though, as we go into the open. What's your favorite stock going into the open? What are you looking forward to the most, yeah? What are you looking at? Let's see. So we have a bid at that price. La, 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 la. Interesting. TQQQ, okay. Okay, WLDS and STI, okay. Yeah, STI for sure needs to be TPHS, okay. Sounds good. STI almost looks like it has a bit of a double bottom there at 3,310, Justin. So let's see if it stays above that into the open. And then obviously TPHS is done well too. So yeah, a few names to look at. Nothing that really stands out yet though, right? Everything just seems like it's had a run at some point this morning and then backed off. Aftermarket, but that's the only one surviving the initial pump. Yeah, Lion, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I agree. It's the only one that's closer to the top than it is to the bottom, which is good. Let's go, Dan. Come on. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? How was your weekend? Not Wolf. Well, Alan, I think you might hate the company because you might have bought at the wrong price, right? I think like Josh is saying, Wolf, you might find becomes one of the at some point that thing will have an amazing run, especially if crypto does what we think it's gonna do. So I think you might just have bought that thing at the wrong price. So looks like it's forming an inverse head and shoulder, and on the hourly. Okay, let me pull up BTC quickly here. BTC. If you look at a bigger time frame on BTC, just levels. Like if we just talk levels for a bit, clearly we've been staying above 65, which is nice. Yeah, 65 was a breakout level initially. So if you look to the left hand side, this was a level that we broke above before we had that crazy run, right? So 65, 64-ish. We're just gonna call it 65 because it's the top of the wicks, right? And so we broke above all the way to 74 almost. The lowest we've been so far is 64.5. So it looks like we're kind of finding ways to close candles above on the 4-hour time frame above 65,000. So if we can keep closing candles above 65 and get back above 70, happy days, back to business, right? So for now, that's our next base, 64, 65. If we break below those levels, then we might be looking to retest the 200, right? And then below. So we'll see. Let me look at the hourly. Yep, I can see what Josh is looking at there. He's looking at this here. You have that left hand shoulder and then back to the lows and then back up and then you're forming this right hand shoulder, right? So all in all, we need to get back above that 200. We just need to get back above 70, 69.70-ish, right? Clear this entire level and that confirms your head and shoulder and then send it. 9 days ago, people were like, BTC is going to zero. People will always panic though. People always panic. Always panic. I mean, we're basically sitting at go back to 2021s. We're basically sitting at those all-time highs, which is pretty impressive. So, which is pretty impressive. So not a huge concern there, but yeah, people do panic. Oh my god, we're going to zero. Oh my god, but why? Why is AMC on the watch list? You mean like on this watch list when I drag it down? I don't see AMC on there. Good morning, Mash. Good morning. Bonjour, bonjour, Emer. Good morning, good morning. Again, don't forget to smash a like, guys. I would really appreciate that today. So again, smash a like, share the link, invite your friends. Alrighty. There will be a lot of crypto talk today. Just like when Josh is on, he's always on the roast list, right? Just like when Josh was on last week, we talked a lot about crypto. There will be a lot of crypto talk today when Jonathan is on, right? So if you want data or if you want information, um, right? As much information as Josh gave us from a CEO of a Bitcoin mining company, right? If you have questions like that, make sure you stick around for 11 a.m. Eastern time. Or again, share the link if you have any friends that are like, what is this Bitcoin rubbish, right? Today would be the day to bring all your questions and ask. Alrighty, so no slacking. Smash a like, share the link, all the other fun stuff. Right. Today is attendance day. Attendance. Where's R7? Present. Present. Where's Tesh? Not present. Banned from Discord. Okay. So we're taking attendance. I'm kidding. Not. Yeah. Solana has done really well. Done really really well. Cool, 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 cool. You know what? I'm gonna have to pull up here though. CNBC maybe. Let me see. Is that the bid? Yeah, that is the bid, isn't it? CNBC. Uh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Okay. Good morning, pizza. Michelle, present. Lorena, present. Love it. Thumbs down for Alan. Oh my goodness. Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Good morning. Hey, everything still seems to be what's up, YouTube's? Everything seems to be a little bit slow as usual over the last into the open at least. Into the open. Good morning, Jeff. Other Jeff. Good morning, other Jeff. Good morning, Ray. Good morning, Virus. Ayo. Ayo, ayo. Alrighty. 71 bounce. Yeah, off the view out there. Yeah, you're hoping it bounces off that thing. Yeah, hopefully. We need a breakout on something. Like, it can't be slow into the open. We need something. Queen, good morning. John says, I have a question on WLDS. Your entry is 57.5. What do you see, where do I see resistance? Your main resistance is at that double top here. So 84 cents ish. And then you're looking for a dollar after that, John, right? It's failed at that level twice, 3 times already this morning. So this is kind of what you're looking for already. And it bounced really nicely off the view up, Justin. So don't let it go back to 57 cents though, because you don't want to take profits, right? Please. Wave D. Wave D. 30% push. Yeah, not bad. Your next support is 380 here, Mike. So stay above that level and you should be okay. So markets just opened. We are open for business. Something go boom skis, please, and thank you. We need a run on. We have an alert on that. We have an alert on that as well. My goodness, we're getting a few alerts here. Sheesh. Sheesh, sheesh, sheesh. A few alerts. Choo, choo. Summary. Summary. Choo, choo, choo. Let the chaos begin. Yeah, Baike. So again, when you have a question, Chris, just clarify. Give me as much detail as possible, and I'll take a look. I promise. Otherwise, I'm just looking at spammed tickers in the chat. Let me pull up STI. Yeah, nice little run immediately here at the open, so that's good. Next resistance is 350 for STI. 350 resistance. 350. And it's selling off. Again, it's Monday morning, guys. There's no need to be rushing into these plays immediately. Alrighty, look at that. WLDS is also selling off. So if you need to sit back on your hands and give it 30 minutes, that's okay. Alrighty. So no need to rush at all, please. Please and thank you. Is Tesla dipping this morning? Is the market dipping at all? Yeah, Tesla is dip skiing there. Dip, Tesla, dip. Okay, let me log in here because I don't think I have yet. Let's log in, please. Uh, Good morning, Olu. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Perfect. Okay. What else? What else do we like here this morning? Is that TPHS? Yeah, TPHS is popping. Popping TPHS. Next resistance 34.35 cents. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in on this one here just because there goes 300% though. 300%. Na 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 na. Ooh, is that another alert? What alert is that? Is so WETH. Oh, Tesla is getting slapped, which is not a big surprise. Tesla should be selling off at the open because that was a big, 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 big run. So we can sell off, which again is what we wanted, and then give us a nice little consolidation zone. That would be perfect. Okay, let me take a look. You're out of it at 33 cents. Well done. That's a 200% run for you, Daniel. Good job. Congrats. I just want to look at some of these other plays here quickly. TPHS. There's not enough volume here, is there? Nope. Not enough volume. And WLDS is still selling off. Wait, what happened? I see the face of my puts. Oh, you mean like for what? For the S&P? Oh no, I got rid of those puts on Friday. I just couldn't stand the non-stop yo-yo of the markets. I had to get rid of those puts. Please and thank you. No, no, no. No, yeah, Dan asked on Friday. I said I got rid of the puts. My stop loss hit. Stop gain. I know. Yeah, the S&P just keeps going back and forth, and I don't think we're going to make a decision before the FOMC meeting, honestly. So there's no need for me to be holding those puts up and down and up and down. So I just got rid of them. which I looking at this now, I'm glad I did because I can go back and buy at a cheaper price. You know, at a cheaper price. Tesla's bouncing up the 100. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Anyways, yeah, I wonder what we do today with ES and NQ, Joe. For now, ES looks beautiful. Like the candles are non-stop green candles. Is it gonna back off? Who the hell knows? It does look good though. So if you're holding those 14 contracts long, you're very happy. 14 contracts long. Okay. Wave D is retesting the highs. So watch $5 for resistance. I feel like we're still all over the place, right? With these names, there's nothing that really stands out to me. Daniel, again, congratulations on locking in profits at 33 cents. By the way, you're retired from 14 contracts. Oh my days! What are you doing now? I'm retired from 14 contracts. I don't believe you. Okay, let me pull up this chart. 10 and 7. Okay. Let's leave that as it is for now. And let's look at this one. Yeah. I think if we can reclaim the view up and the 9, I think then we can go for a run, Justin. In singles and exit in pairs, okay. 2 at a time for now, okay. No, that's a good plan. That's a good plan. You don't get entered as quick, Joe. Na 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 na. Okay. Na. Thank you. Yeah, wave D. There you go. $5. Well done. Done. What's your entry on this, Mike? Well, that's what happens when you have 14 contracts of the ES. You know, one red candle and you're down $1,000. So yeah. So 2 contracts at the time is a good plan. $4. Okay, congratulations. And knowing you, Mike, you most likely bought all the shares on the market, so you're up nicely. So congrats. Verb, I don't think I will be. You afraid to touch it, Humble? Why? Verb. Why are you afraid to touch Verb? So it looks like Verb dipped this morning to 52 almost, and then pushed back to 57, 58. So yeah, that that 50 cent level is acting as a nice base. So as long as Verb stays above 50 cents, I don't mind, right? We've basically gone from the bottom of the range to the top of the range. As much as we're bouncing off 50 cents, we're also consistently failing at 59 and 60 cents. So just be careful at the top of the range there, please. And it looks like a wave is failing at a double top. So $5.20, Mike. That thing is volatile. It moves really quickly. So hopefully you're scaling out, you're taking some profits or something at least. Let me go back to WLDS here. Not bad. Not bad at all. Choo. Okay, let me go back here. Choo. 22s and oh, that's fine. Okay, we'll come back to that list. Good morning, Focus. Good morning, guys. 36 DD. Okay, congratulations. Oh yeah, that's a nice pop. Congratulations. What did you buy that thing at? You got stopped out at 503. Well done. That's better than what it's sitting at now at 450 anyways, right? So congratulations. Verb looks like it wants to break out. And there goes Verb. Verb is testing 60 cents. And it just popped, right? So it hasn't fully closed the candle above 60 cents yet, but that's looking really good, right? So it looks like we're almost back to the same stock we left last week with, right? So 62. That's a pretty nice looking candle. Someone was asking this morning about a potential entry, right? So it looks like that was the entry, right? Off the same level. So from the bottom to the top, and this time it actually broke above the top, which is nice. Yeah, WRDS, yeah, right? So nothing here yet. This is why, honestly, when you're looking for the safer entries into something, right, the more levels we can break above, the better, right? So if you're looking at the 9 and the kernel and the 20, the more levels we can break above, especially the kernel, right? So some of you guys only pay attention to the 9 and the kernel, so for example, if the kernel is red, you don't touch it. You know what I mean? If you're looking at this and the kernel is consistently red and we're not closing any candles above the kernel, don't touch it, because it's obviously telling you that it's still trending down, right? And then to the abyss. So maybe we go back and retest the 200 now. Colonel Sanders? No, like the kernel, like kernel, right? So you look at that. So you look at a stock like that, and you look at a stock like TPHS. Look at the kernel on this thing, right? Green, 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 green. Even when it dips, it's still holding the kernel, right? So and then pop. Kernel as in KERNEL. So if that doesn't come across properly, not colonel. Let me pronounce it as colonel. Rubbish. Anyways, let me go back to Verb, because Verb is obviously the goat. My goodness, look at that beautiful thing. If you're holding Verb, type in yes in the chat. Mike has bought the entire float again. Somebody send Mike to FOMO Anonymous, please. Why do we put up with him? I don't know. So there goes 67 cents. Congratulations if you're in this thing. My goodness. 50% run. Congrats. Some there goes 68. Congratulations, Mash. There goes 69. Pablo's favorite number. Speaking of Pablo, where's Pablo? Where's Pablo? Choo, choo, choo. So the bid isn't too bad here on this thing. Let me look at this one. We're going for 70 cents, guys. Oh my goodness, look at Verb. Still want to see a breakout on that. Give me 70 and I'm done for the day. Look at this, guys. There's 71. I highly doubt, Mike, you're done for the day, unless you're going to work. But you got 72 cents. You wanted 70 cents, so congratulations. I hope you took profits. And WRDS is still selling off. So again, when something shows you weakness, please don't ignore. Alrighty, please don't ignore. Otherwise you end up going to the abyss. Let me look at some of these other names here. You're looking for a flush on ES? Can you take a look at OCGN, please? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Unless you tell me, unless you give me really, really good details, like I'm in at this price. If you're looking for an entry, the answer is no. Maybe Joe can look at it for you though, but absolutely not. We don't want you holding trash, DD. OCGN is trash. Like from the bottom of the ocean. Yeah. Wait for the offering. Yep. Boeing puts, yeah. So Boeing had news over the weekend as Verb is selling off a bit. So Boeing announced over the weekend. Boeing has had a lot of negative news. I'm surprised that stock is still. You know what? I'm just gonna open up a new tab here. Open up a new tab. BA. Yeah, Boeing. I'm surprised it's only down 2%, 2.5%. Michelle, like, that's it. That's all you could. Well, I mean, but then again, if you look at the price action on this, um, it broke below that 200 support and it's been going to the abyss. So 177, 176 is your next potential buy zone. But I say buy zone because I'm looking at the charts only. I don't know if you're buying this thing though with all the negative news they have. These guys can't seem to stay away from like, planes that are breaking down. You know what I mean? So yep, this would be your next potential support. So 176. Um, but yeah, as soon as we broke below 200 and closed below 200 to the abyss. So maybe Michelle, honestly, at this point, since we're sitting in a demand zone and we are approaching support, if you're looking for puts, it might be best to just wait for a break below this next base, just like it was at this level, right? So yes, you might be looking for puts, but then all of a sudden we're bouncing off, support and then going back up. But then once we broke below and we closed below, it went to the next level. So if we break below 176, maybe we're just headed to the abyss at this point. Um, yeah. Don't wanna have like a double bottom situation there, and then you just bought puts and it's coming off the bottom. Luna machines. Yeah, Luna is closer to $5 again. These guys report earnings on Thursday, so it'd be really interesting to see what they say. I'm gonna go back to Verb though. Verb, Verb. Back to 70 cents. Good morning, D. Good morning. Good morning. Again, don't forget to smash a like, guys. I would really appreciate that today. Smash a like. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Share the link as well, right? If you have any questions, Jonathan will be on later today at 11. Right? So, and what we're really going to focus on is his company and what they're doing differently in the mining space, Bitcoin mining space. A lot of crypto chats. So if you have any questions about crypto and whatnot, he's going to answer your questions. Also, he has that hedge fund experience, right? So speaking in private, he's mentioned a few things that are not just insights on how retail trades. That is anyways, just little things, right, from a hedge fund manager perspective. So that'd be really interesting to hear. So if you have any questions, right? So all those people that say, "Oh my goodness, the shorts have to cover," right? The shorts have to cover. Uh, this might be very good for you. Um, if you're like, okay, what's crypto gonna be at in 5 years? This might be really good for you, right? If you're like, what are these mining companies gonna do, right? Should be good for you. Anyways, so a lot of chatting today. Alrighty. So again, don't forget to smash a like, share the link as well. Would really appreciate that, and everything else, please and thank you. Alrighty, alrighty, cool. Uh, is dog go up or down, please, Kelly? You mean Dogecoin? Is that what you're asking for? Dog is Dogecoin, isn't it? I feel like it is. I feel like it is. We're finally getting a little bit of consolidation here, Justin, on WRDS in a demand zone. So we're still sitting below the 9 though, which is concerning. Let's see if we can stay above 60 cents here. Maybe Dog Z. Yeah, maybe it's a stock. Yeah, let me know, please. Clarify your question. Oh my goodness. uh, yeah. BitMine is one of the I've seen in the crypto space truly a unique company. They are. They really are cool. They're doing stuff completely different from what like a Mara or Riot are doing. So we're going to talk about that quite a bit today. Okay? So it's going to be a lot of Jonathan talking for and us listening. So and WRDS failing again, new lows. So it looks like we're really going to that 200. Really going to the 200. Na, 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 na. Yeah, yeah. No, just from a basic research point of view, and mouth shut and ears open. Exactly. So it's gonna be a lot of listening and a lot of Jonathan talking. Um, yeah, just from a like again like a basic research perspective, like they're doing some really cool things. Stuff that I don't want to talk about yet. I want to have him talk about that stuff. Um, just so we're not focused on, So there's some really cool stuff that we found. Really cool stuff. Yeah. Uh, did he call you cool? I mean, Josh is cool, so. Josh is cool. Nah. Okay, let me go back to some of these other names here. TPHS is still failing at 36 cents here. Alrighty. Verb with a bit of a dip, so we're gonna have to watch and wait for that thing to get back above 70. And other than that, not a whole lot else happening. Cookies? No, I don't want cookies. I'm trying to eat less cookies, I'm trying. Less cookies, please. We need to balance my blood sugar level. Like, we need to have more water, less sugar. You know? Anyways. Yes, please. Yeah, you too. Yeah, you are, Josh. Yeah, more water, less cookies. So if you see me eating cookies, please yell at me. Not that you ever see me eating cookies, but anyways. Yeah, let me go back and take a look at GOEV. What's Tesla at now? Tesla bouncing? Yeah, it's bouncing a little bit. So it looks like we sold off all the way to 166, and then now we're curling back to 167. So, yeah, we'll see. I think these guys just did too much overnight. They gapped it up way too high, just unnecessary. Right? Okay, let me pull up GOEV. Canoe. That's a really nice run. A really nice run. Yeah, 90% run there. To a couple of drinks on Saturday. Baby steps, Josh. Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, they seem like baby steps, but they make a huge difference, Oh, come on. You don't believe in me, Nosotros? You don't think I can cut down the cookies? You don't think so? At $3.50. Not bad. Has a doctor's appointment this morning, Freebo. Okay, sounds good. See you later. Be safe. Yeah. Be safe, please, and thank you. Are you still holding that ES position, Joe? Holding your position? No. Okay, let me pull up some more charts here. Okay, I need to set stop losses on some of these silly positions. In and out. Okay, nice. Very nice. The waiter guy in Vegas, a few bottles of oh my goodness. Chateau. La, 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 la. Okay, there's nothing we can do about that position. Do, 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 do. Is that a real thing? Is that a real bottle of wine, pizza? Or you just made that up? Look, Dan. Oh my goodness. Is it too late to get in? You're just gonna have to wait, Bernie, for either the breakout or just the dip, because we're basically still coming off the highs. Oh, it is? Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait for a bit of a retrace here. Maybe we can if we can dip closer to $3, Bernie, and then curl, that would be a good thing. Or just find a base about 350. That would be good too. For now, we've just been running almost. Um, what's that alert for here? Shorts. Okay. Shorts. Safety shorts. Two. I think Freebo mentioned this early this morning that it looked interesting. I'm just gonna leave it there for now. See if we can consolidate about 350 and then go. On both. Why is that? I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is. No. See, that's a question that we can, that's a question that we can that we can ask as well, Jeff. I think what we're gonna have him explain is, just talk about the OTC a little bit and the process of getting off that exchange, right? So, Winery, California, a case of the Zen. Okay, California. That's where Peter lives, so Peter can maybe go visit and let us know. He's gonna come back drunk on fine wine or whiskey. Yes. It's an interesting chart. Okay, perfect. 3-5. Well done, Joe. Pay out as much as you thought. It's because you only have 2 contracts this time, not 14. Not 14 contracts. Good job on selling TPHS at 36 cents, by the way, DD. Good job. Otherwise, this thing would be sitting at 30 cents now, and you'd be back to the red. So well done. Right? Take profits, please. Diamond handling is for investments or oh, look at verb drop. My goodness. Size of that candle. So good thing Mike took profits on that. Good thing you took profits, Mike. Let me switch these candles to like regular candles, maybe. Gives us a bit more information here. A little bit more information. Choo 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 choo. A little bit more information. Choo 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 choo. Let's do, that would be actually, let's just leave that the way it is for now. Leave that the way it is for now. Okay. So if I was looking for an entry into Verb, I'd be looking for like 58. See if we consolidate above 58 cents. Maybe that's why I keep saying TPST, Wes, instead of TPHS, TPST. So maybe it's a sign. Yeah, short looks nice. Short is moving up like, the type of stocks that Wes likes, slow and steady. Let me take a look here. TPST. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad, Wes. Yeah, these two things look very similar. Slow, steady. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Perfect. It's for people with diamond on their hands. Yeah. Keep your cheeks tight. Yeah, no, you don't want to be, especially on the names that we talk about. These names that randomly have catalysts in the morning and they're up 200%. You want to be very careful. It's one thing to do research and diamond hand, a thing you think you like or you've done your research on for the future. It's a complete different thing when you're just diamond handing a random stock. You know what I mean? So yeah, just be careful with that whole diamond hand thing there. Yeah, until we get back above 70, there's still that potential of selling up below the 60s, Josh. What is Bitcoin at now? 60, 68 still? 67.3. Okay. So a little bit of redness in the crypto space. Some redness. Do not sleep. Watch for the bottoms in DCA. Yeah. DCA is the way. It's the way. There we go. We're not going to sell up into the 50s. No, just as an example. No, like I said this morning, right? So for me, as long as we stay above 65, I'm happy with that. 65, right? So 65 is the level that we hit resistance last time and then sold off, and then that was the breakout for the push to 70. So 65 is also the level that we've been bouncing at this entire sell-off from 74. So sitting above that, that's fine. And I think if we get back above 70, it's done. It's back to all-time highs, right? So back to all-time highs. All-time highs. Choo, 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 choo. So we shall see. There's a lot of volatility in these candles, my goodness. 35s, and then this one is at this price. Okay, perfect. No. I'm just making sure, 58. It's an increase. Yeah. I mean, those guys keep buying, so they keep buying and buying and buying. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. It's a bit of a weird spread. You're buying some SPY calls? Okay. When did those calls expire, Gary? Good morning, Troy. Happy St. Patrick's Hangover Monday. Is that still a holiday people celebrate? Yeah, I was looking at my. I was on the computer on Sunday, and then you get one of those alerts, like calendar alerts, like Happy St. Patrick's Day. Is that still something people? I mean, obviously in Ireland, but like back in the day, people would wear green. I mean, it would help if I went outside to see people were wearing green, but that would help. But yeah, just the drunks. Oh my goodness. Just the drunks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Do. Interesting levels. Very interesting levels. Do. Okay, there we go. As long as the buying BTC volume on iBit continues to run about 75 million shares, net inflows are averaging 400 million per day. Yeah. That's just BlackRock. Impressive. People celebrate. If not, yeah, I guess, yeah. I guess. Okay, let's yeah, that scanner should be fixed now, Rob. Still in. There you go. Interesting. Here you go. 02. Perfect. We need something. We need something that's running though. So it looks like, yeah, there goes 58 cents, right? We mentioned 58 cents earlier for Verb. Verb has just gone from 58 to 60 to 68, right? So the reason why that level is important is because it's a retest of a breakout, right? These retests are always important. So if you look at that white line and I drag it across, that's your retest basically, right? So that looks really good. The only concern we have now is we have that supply zone at the top, but it's done really well coming up the bottom. Verb. So we can go back and reclaim 70 cents. Happy days. Let's get to $1 this time, because I think on Friday we stalled at just above 90 cents, right? Just above 90 cents. So it would be nice to break above 70 cents again. To crypto, we're going to see volatility, people are going to want to be far more on the yeah. I think with when you look at Bitcoin's price action, this run, it makes it easier for retail to hold, right? Because now you're hearing people talk about crazy numbers. Numbers like, I mean, over $100,000, right, for Bitcoin. So that's being on the low side. If you start to factor in the the usual post halving bull cycle rally, you're looking at some crazy numbers. So I think people are looking at that, Josh, and they're like, okay, okay, maybe. Ayo, Rob. Ayo.
Hey, morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
You're back from chaos, back from the conference.
Yep. It
How
was
was
good.
how was that?
It was good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I needed the exercise too. Those convention centers are huge, and I was walking a lot.
But so okay, I see. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good though. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. The man, the legend, the goats, Robert himself,
Up,
Troy.
everybody.
Ayo, ayo. Let's see. Dang, that was a nice bottom there, wasn't it? Interesting. That was a nice bottom. The S&P is at the highs of the day. Ooh, okay. Yeah, Verb also looks like it's doing really well. Let me pull up the S&P here.
Yeah, it dipped and then pumped again. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Back to the
I,
highs.
yep. I got that dip.
You bought the dipskis? No wonder. No wonder you this is no wonder you're coming on now. Oh my goodness. Rob was like, "I'm coming, guys. I'm coming. I'm coming." And then he's busy buying the dipskis. Unbelievable. What's is Tesla bouncing with this? Is Tesla rejoined the market? Is Tesla still slacking when it comes to
Yeah,
following?
Apple's the one that has been pumping a bit
Yeah.
because of all the talk about Google.
Hmm.
I don't know why they want to adopt the Google AI. They've been
Yeah.
working together for so long, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, sir. QQQ approaching a double top. Mark, are you in QQQ? I bet you are. I hope you bought the dip ski. That was a nice dip.
Morning, guys.
TQQQ.
Nice roll. What's that? Yeah, I was waiting for it. I mean, it went against me a little bit because it kept going a little higher, and then I
Yeah.
just I just added more contracts because I knew I was gonna get the drop of
Mhm.
it.
Okay, okay.
I don't think it was gonna keep pumping so much, before FOMC and all that. So
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's
morning,
an
guys.
impressive run.
I'm excited today.
You excited? Excited?
What's up,
What are you
Josh?
excited about, Rob?
Yeah, I'm excited. Jon- Jonathan's a great guy.
Excited.
Very
Uh,
smart.
yeah. So we're back to retesting 70 cents for Verb, guys. So again, if you're still in Verb, you're all out at 71. Okay, well done. That was a really nice dip ski to the 58. So congratulations, Justin. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Um, yeah. The shower. Josh is getting in. Josh? Okay, sounds good. See you later.
Yeah, hot trader. I think it was Apple that made it pump a bit.
Yeah.
Nvidia also did a little swing high there too.
Okay.
You heard there was a glitch in the Nasdaq this morning.
Glitch? No. What happened?
There was
Like a
some
halt?
glitch in Yeah, there was some glitch or something that happened, and they weren't able to trade for a couple of, I don't know if it was minutes or what.
Okay.
They were
Huh.
saying it on Bloomberg.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Some of these, I mean, like this year alone, we've seen a whole bunch of glitches, Rob. Like stocks just halting all together at the open, right? On these exchanges. I wonder why.
Yeah,
Maybe it's retail. Retail is shutting down the. Too much volume. They're like, please, please retail. Stop FOMOing.
Putin. It was Putin's fault. Yeah,
Yep,
everything's
yep.
his fault.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, no, another thing that I don't think we've told you guys yet is so post Jonathan interview, Jonathan will be in Discord. And we're gonna create a little section in Discord where you can come in and ask questions about I think we're gonna name the channel, the name of the company, so you can come in and ask questions. If you have questions about the company and what's happening and stuff like that. Obviously, you won't be able to get too much information because it's a publicly listed company
Exactly.
and you will only
Hmm.
be able to get information that is out there, right? But yeah,
But he has a lot of insights into the market, like other,
yeah,
how hedge fund managers think and stuff.
yeah,
We were talking, and it was like blown away with the stuff.
yeah,
So it's gonna be interesting to hear his take on maybe certain things in the market. When they're occurring.
yeah. Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, but to have him in the Discord is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, huge benefit, huge benefit. So excited, excited for all of that. There we go. By the way, Justin, IXHL I think came back to that level that we wanted in the first place. So let's see if it actually ends up bouncing.
BMNR is in 75 cents.
Yeah, yeah. I think
QQQ.
yeah, it's on a nice little base above like that. The chart is. We'll talk about this to you later. Like the chart is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Justin, yeah. Don't let that thing go to the abyss, please. I will find you and change your passwords, please and thank you. Please and thank you. So, yeah, no, we have some really exciting things, coming as a community. This is one of them. So, yeah, that should be a. Oh, you don't see them, Rob?
No,
Okay, I might have posted them earlier. Then it doesn't show up when you like. Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna repost. Just gonna repost. So, I haven't really cleaned them up, but I just leave them at the bottom there. Then we can go back and forth. Um, Moving into a new place, it would be built by April 15. Gary, okay. Where are you moving? Like different city or just a new place in the same city? That's exciting. Looks like Verb is double topping. So congratulations on selling and resistance there. Right? History does not repeat, but it rhymes. Right? When you see something that's failed at the same spot in the past, you want to be very careful when we get there again. Alrighty. So already. Yeah. So anyway, so speaking of, if you guys have thought about this at all, obviously when Jonathan comes on, he's gonna answer most of your questions without you asking, because that's who he is.
yeah,
Um, but if you have any questions, like do you think that there's a question that you might have that we should ask? Let us know in the chat. Just type it in the chat. Something that you feel like you really want to know. Let us know. Let us know, please, and thank you. When you're in a trade longer than expected, yeah, then you're in trouble, right? So you're in trouble. In trouble. Hmm. So you want those 2 second trades, Joe? You're still in San Diego. San Diego seems like a nice place. When I was coming back from Vegas, we had to stop in San Diego for like an hour or two,
trader.
and the weather was nice. But then again, like honestly, any weather is nicer than Canada. So what can I
San
say?
Diego. Who else is
Yeah,
there? I think Lynn is over in San Diego.
San Diego. I think so. Lynn, San Diego. Oh, look at Verb. Verb is like, oh, cup and handle. Oh, cup and handle.
Wow.
Here we go. Cup and handle. Okay, let me pull up Tesla. Is Tesla back above 170? Oh, there goes Tesla. There goes Tesla. Tesla, the Stressla. Tesla's done exactly what we wanted it to do, though. Like dip in the open, deep dip at the open, and then push back up. So if Tesla can just stay above 170, that would be really nice. You're holding calls for Tesla, right, Virus? Yeah. So 170, get back above the opening price highs, and then I think we're back in business here.
Was I not muted? Oh Lord, I'm
No.
terrible online. I'm terrible at this life.
Yeah.
I'm
No, that's okay. The beach,
San Diego is expensive. Yeah.
it is. Wait. Jay, you actually got mugged in San Diego? Really? Really? Oi, that's scary. But then again, honestly, when you think of the states, like, I don't know.
Hey, hey.
I know, I'm not saying anything else. I'm not saying anything else. I was about to say stuff.
There's a
I,
lot of stuff happening.
yeah. You got 10 shares of Tesla at 163. Beautiful. Beautiful. Maybe in 10 years, oh, Tesla's at 170. Maybe in 10 years when Tesla is at, $1,000, you can say, you know what? I bought 10 shares of Tesla at $163. Happy days. You never need to worry about it. You never need to worry about, so, um, yep. 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 102s. 102s. Okay, so 120. Joe, are you still in that EI short? Are you also in San Diego, Ryan? Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, no, San Diego seems like a beautiful place. Because that's too far ahead. Yeah, I think it's funny you say that because I think that was a quote from Warren Buffett. I think he said something along the lines of, the reason why I do what I do and the reason why I'm so successful at it is because not very many people can do what I do, right? Not many people have the patience. The reason why compound interest is such a beautiful thing is because not very many people can say, you know what, I'm going to buy this and I'm going to keep it for 10 years, for 20 years, for 30 years, right? So it seems easy and it's nice to look, like 30 years in the future and say, you know what, if only I can keep this for this long, I'm going to be rich. But not very many people can do that. So yeah, la mesa. Years ago in San Diego, you liked it, beautiful. Yeah, San Diego. Yep. Very nice. You want Beyond the Moon? What cars do you think SpaceX will use up there? Sure. I mean, I do think though, I really do think Tesla needs to at some point announce something away from the cars. I think that's the reason why Tesla has really struggled. If you look at any EV stock out there, it's struggled, right? So Tesla has been put together under the same umbrella as all these other trash EV stocks. We know Tesla's better than that, right? We know Tesla is more than an EV company, but they're going to need to remind people that, hey, you know what? You know what? We do this and this and this and this. Don't forget about us. So for now, they just haven't done that. Um, Someday BTC will be 1 million. Send it. Full of who? You just had to go there, Jeff, didn't you? That's where your mind immediately went. You just couldn't be like, oh yeah, San Diego is beautiful. You just had to say, you know what? You just had to go there. Like one of those ifs. Like BTC to 1 million is what you mean? I thought Tesla was making a phone. No, I think they scrapped that, John. I think Tesla scrapped the whole idea behind making a phone. Yeah, yeah, I think they scrapped that whole idea. The Tesla phones. I mean, honestly, I think that's way too. I don't think that's really a market that Tesla should be getting into in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, they can do cooler things. Like the damn robots are very cool. Have you seen the robots? Like the Tesla robot folding the clothes, Rob?
Yeah, I was looking at these people's robot now. They have one too, ChatGPT.
What they do? Like a real robot?
You got to see it.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
It's amazing how like delicate the robot is in the way that it, like it's very like measured in like the movements. Like it can
yeah,
fold a t-shirt. I know it's programmed, to do that. Like it's, you know, but still very cool.
yep.
Very, very cool. So that's exciting. Exciting. I think people are going to look at that and say, "Ooh, it's stealing our jobs." But stuff like this will always need humans. Always. Why is my
Hey,
camera off? Oh,
our job. If it wants to trade for me, that's fine.
wow. Yeah, yeah. No, I don't think I think people worry about stuff like that, but there will never be a time where like you unless it's something that like programmed by like let's say Rob programs something, right? So like a bot, like a personal bot, there will never be something that's that's a mass adoption that's supposed to help retail. Never, ever, ever,
Unless
right?
somebody in retail makes it. Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly, ever. The market makers are not your friend. They're not like, oh yeah, let's do this whole bot that's gonna help everybody trade better. Oh yeah, ChatGPT help me trade. That's never gonna happen. And if it does happen and you put your money there, you're gonna wake up the next day. The market maker is gonna have his their
I think
hands
that's
in
why.
your pockets. You know?
I think that's why it's so important for us to learn how to trade correctly and then be charitable and help others. And change that scenario. If we can do our little, put a little grain of sand in that, because it's like like they could, like, literally, with all the money they print, they could take away all hunger in the United States. Let's just stay with, just thinking about US alone, they can, but they send it all to other places and all this stuff. So anyway.
Yes, yes. That Tesla bot will is just gonna trade the Tesla stock, J Pablo. J Pablo. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Tesla still at the highs. Yeah, Tesla's testing the highs of the day. I want to see Tesla back above 171 though. 171, please. Thank you. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. There we go. Apple is pumping. Yeah, the markets are doing really well. Rob mentioned earlier that Apple was had a bit of a catalyst. So um, they need something to in the office. Oh no, it's not our jobs. It's our kids and our grandkids. I honestly think there's never going to be a time where you can replace humans with humans will always find a way to adapt and evolve and um, yeah. So yes, these companies want to save money, and yeah, there will be an element of that of them adopting stuff like that. But it will never be to the degree where like people are sitting homes and they're like, oh my god, the bots just took over. Um, it's not going to be like that. Maybe like in the movies. But Yeah. Never like that. Oh, Tesla just popped to 171. Ooh, Tesla's at the highs of the day, guys. Tesla's at the highs of the day. That 163, 160 was beautiful. Beautiful, Tesla. Beautiful.
What's the was there news on Tesla? Anything about that's making it move more, or
No.
just found its?
No,
So it just
there
found the
is
base, found its
yeah,
price.
yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah,
There was a little
price
article.
discovery. It keeps dropping until it finds an area where there's support, and then everybody gets in. So
Exactly. I think that's what it is. There was an article this morning that said
yeah,
Tesla rally says price of Model Y EVs will increase in April. But I
that
don't
could
think
help
that's
too.
big
Yeah,
enough. Yeah, I don't think that's big enough
yeah,
to make Tesla go up 5%, right?
yeah. No, that's good. That's better for it to move without news because that means that
Yeah.
that's a real area of demand. You see, it found a nice area of demand. It created a nice demand zone out there,
Yeah.
meaning that it was on price discovery, found that area, buyers came in, and now we have a real good area. It wasn't based on news.
Yeah.
Where did it bounce off of? Let me see.
Yeah. Pablo, edit. What yeah, Joe.
1625.
Yeah. Pablo, what are we editing? Why edit? Let me know. Something missing?
165.
Let me know. Maybe I screwed up something there. Maybe. Perhaps. Three green. La 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 la. Okay. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, I should be able to edit that. Thank you, Pablo. Thank you.
What did the
Thank you
stream
very
say? Former database to retail.
thank you. Thank you very much. Again, don't forget to smash a like, guys. There's still more than half of you that haven't smashed a like. Again, today of all days, I would really appreciate that. If you could smash a like, share the link.
Outdoor Blaze.
Okay.
Advice?
Right. Sorry, I miss.
They said to change it. Advice? It says advice instead
Yeah,
of
no,
advice.
it's been updated. Yeah,
You're doing it?
yeah, no, it's done. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I had it up, so then I just edited it quickly. Alrighty. So again, if you haven't smashed a like, I would really appreciate that. It's free and it really helps. So
It does.
please and thank you. Get the algos working. Oh, Tesla's looking
Yep. Put it on
good.
there. Yeah, it's moving.
Looking good. Yeah. So Virus is smiling. So is Joe. Virus is smiling because he bought some Tesla calls.
You,
So
you, you know what I was thinking? The market's been pumping, right? But then you had like an Apple that was, you know, at lows, everything was like beat up, and then you're like, if the market were to crash, what's going to happen with these? These companies were going to go even lower. I was like, I don't know about that.
mhm.
So they have to catch up, I think,
Yeah.
to then crash.
Oh my goodness. I thought you were about to say something nice, but you're like, nope, and then crash. Good afternoon, community TTs. Hey, yo, Stuart. Good afternoon to you as well. Hello, how are you, Stu? How are you? Stuart in attendance. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, it looks like TPHS. The only thing that I don't like is that, today seems like one of those random, rally days. There's nothing
Hmm.
specific that's moving. But that's what happens when we go into FOMC, right? It's usually so slow and annoying.
You have
Bitcoin
to
is
see
below.
volume too.
Yeah,
Today's a good day
exactly.
to measure volume against the pump because if it's pumping on low volume, that's not good
Yeah,
ever.
Exactly. 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 So yeah, we'll see. We shall see. That was an interesting bounce. An interesting bounce. For Nvidia, lows of the day. Yeah, it might be a dip now for Nvidia, and then a rally later as they have the conference, right? So that would be cool if they did. Would be very
Yeah,
cool. Yep. Yep. Yep.
volume
Yep.
is volume
Yep.
is like low today.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
You might see
Let's.
a um, end of day kind of might retrace.
On Apple calls every time, Gary. Why is that though? Is it because you're buying Apple when it's when it's at the highs, or why are you losing money? You might just be buying at the wrong time.
Exactly.
Yeah. 100 shares, 100 shares right by at 168. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. You bought 100 shares of Tesla at 168. You're nice and green now, which is amazing. So congratulations. That's a lot of monies though.
Yep. No doubt.
A lot of monies. Is that a long term investment for you, or you're just scalping it? Scalpies or long term?
You got a really good price.
Yep. Good morning, Lauren. Good morning. I'm holding calls on GM. CLSK SPY puts at the moment, all green. Okay, well done. When did you buy those SPY puts that they're green? Interesting. Yeah, so I think yeah, CLSK and GM. Okay, I like CLSK at least. Good morning. Just now. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, Tesla's looking beautiful. Looking beautiful.
Yeah, it has to break 173, 174 to really move.
Beautiful. That was
Oh, I broke. I just broke the last swing high.
yeah. La, la, la. There we go. Absolutely beautiful. Where's Mark? I hope Mark got into some Tesla because I know we talked about this in Discord over the weekend, and he was interested in that in the
Tesla
160.
and Apple. Tesla and Apple were both in great places.
Yeah. Uh, Besides EV, anything promising? Yeah, quite a bit actually. On the Sotheros, quite a bit. Right. So we've been talking about the robots this morning, right? So that's part of what Tesla does, right? There's robo taxis, right? And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff for Tesla. So, no, no, no. Are you still watching T-Non? Yes, yes. As long as we stay above $1, still watching for now. I hate that it's just playing games and it's going up and down. It really is annoying, Kodai. But yeah, I'll just leave it on the watch list for now. Leave it on the watch for now. Uh, if that thing can eventually break out, it could be really nice. But obviously hasn't done it. Hasn't done it. Anyways, TPSD also looks okay. It's approaching the highs of the day at $4. I know some of you guys were holding this one, so that's not too bad. Tesla, we really don't need to be watching all day, honestly, just because again, a longer play, right? So again, TQQQ looks good. Next resistance will be 6080 almost. Yeah, it's just giving us a higher low here, which is good. A retest of the previous break, so that's nice. Will you buy my Tesla? Yeah, will you buy my Tesla at 250? Will I buy your Tesla shares at 250? Why would I do that? Why didn't I just buy Tesla at 172? Or like, do I not understand the question?
I think he was joking. He put LOL.
Oh yeah, 250, 250s. Hmm. Interesting. 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 Yeah, Verb needs to get back above 70 cents if you're holding this. Alrighty. 70 cents. The hourly chart on WIMI looking beautiful, Rich. Okay, let me take a look. What lab you doing this morning, Rob? Let me take a look.
LabVIEW. Let me check. Can you put it? 120.
Mm, yeah, lab view has been a little bit different lately. Hasn't really done a whole lot. Even the levels are a bit confusing. So if you look at the TQQQ, QQQ, like their SQQQ, better to play than LabVIEW has been recently,
Yeah,
which is
LabVIEW has been just slow, and
yeah,
you will have to hold for a bit.
yeah, exactly. WIMI. Yeah, this does look good. You just have a lot of resistance at the top there, Rich. Lots of supply at the top, which is obviously a bit of an issue, but yeah, 180, 184, 185 ish. Lots of supply. So if you break above that level, okay, cool, send it. Alrighty. Alrighty. Tesla profit £300. Congratulations, review. Oh, your average for Tesla is 250. Sheesh. Yeah. I mean, if you ask me that, hey, do I think Tesla will ever get back to 250? I think I'm gonna say yes,
Yeah.
right?
With
So
Tesla, I would have probably said if you can add more, an average down, that would have been good.
yep,
Just because it's Tesla,
yep. So yeah, so hopefully, again, you can never, nothing's a guarantee, but who's been loading up on Tesla? Kathy Woods.
Happy, of course, yeah.
Kathy Woods loading up every
When
single
she
day.
stops,
Tesla
then you
dips.
gotta worry.
I do wonder though I do wonder if there's a bigger reason other than just liking the company. You know,
Yeah,
I wonder. I
but she
wonder.
believes a lot in Elon.
Oh, yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. It's to believe in the guy. Believe in the guy. Come on, what a slow morning. My goodness, Rich. Oh, let's go, Rich. Let's go. Finally, Rich. Welcome to Legends. Let's go. Welcome. We've been waiting
Welcome,
forever for Rich to join us.
welcome, Rich.
So click this link at the bottom of the chat, Rich, and just follow the steps in the Getting Started channel already, and it's going to connect you, uh, which is good. So review a Discord membership. Become a member. Come join us in Discord review. Promise. Yes. But again, leave Tesla alone. It's trash. Yes. But again, we know when to pivot when it's time to pivot, and we pivoted over the weekend, right? It's not like it wasn't well known. We pivoted over the weekend, and we talked about Tesla over the weekend as what this we might have found the bottom, right? And so we will trash things, but we know when to pivot. We know when something is starting to look good,
Yep.
and if Tesla is holding a level for 2 days, it might be time to pivot. But a virus was a virus. virus, virus. Anyways, and join the fam officially. I'm glad you finally joined, Rich. So connect and go to the getting started. Connect, open up all the channels, and then let's make some monies, please. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Alrighty. Using. Thank you. Let's go. STI. Okay, let me take a look. TPHS is also retesting the 200 and holding already. So let me take a look at. Let me take a look at STI. Yeah, as soon as you said that, it dropped. Nemo. So watch for resistance at 365. That's quite the sell-off candle. My goodness. Yeah. So watch 365.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think by the way it's moving and the volume, I think it's gonna dip later.
Rob went on vacation and came back with COVID, guys. Oh my goodness.
Right.
Rob is coughing.
Bro, I was coughing in. You see, I'm terrible. I'm coughing in the. Did you hear me though? What I was saying with the volume? What
Yes.
happened? Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
He came back with the virus.
Whatever.
Uh, Good morning, William. Hey, yo. Yes, let's go. Um, anyways, yeah, Verb is struggling there now. So good job on taking profits in the 70s, by the way. Let's look at the closer we get to. So yeah, again, Jonathan will be on in 15 or so. So the closer we get to that time, I want to look at some of these, some of the other mining plays, right? Like the Maras and the CLSKs and the Wolves, to see how those are performing today. Um, so CLSK, I think, is one of our favorites. Clean Spark. Rob at some point wanted to have the. This was at $6. Rob was like, "Can we get the CEO of CLSK to come on and
Yep.
talk about the company?" Right? He was excited for it. And obviously since then CLSK has crushed it, absolutely crushed it, right? So from six all the way to $24, that's an incredible run. So it almost seems like we're just consolidating for now. I think Bitcoin needed to give us a retracement. Now that it has, some of these miners are kind of consolidating. So if Bitcoin gets back above 70, send it, absolutely send it. So we shall see. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Let me look at Mera as well here. Choo, 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 choo. Mera hit that 32 and then backed off, right? So we're approaching a demand zone for Mera. Mera has bounced off this level twice now. So the closer we get to $16, I think that's kind of when Mera took off last time, right? Virus. That's that 16-ish zone. Mara took off and never looked back, so which is amazing. So it looks like we sold off close to that level last week, and this morning we dipped and bounced. So dipped and bounced, which is nice. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Perfect. Perfect. Hmm. Yeah, some of these names on the yeah, GOEV is still pumping. Yeah. Yeah, Mara needs to get back above. What's Wolf doing? What's Wolf doing? Wolf is very similar to all the other two. So at least Wolf is kind of green though, which is nice. Wolf at some point is really going to need to find a way to stay above $2. Just consolidate above $2 and send it. I think if Wolf ever gets back above $3, it's not looking back again ever, ever, ever.
Blaze, I shared a chart layout with you, and just for the future, if you want to use it, it shows measures like the market a bit.
Okay. Okay. Which indicator? I'll let Rob talk about the indicator for a bit, and then we should be ready. Just a question in the chat, Rob.
Tell them about your indicator at the review hub. Yeah. So the indicator is basically it's a, I cut it like a Swiss Army knife of indicators. It has many different, it could give you many different indications based on the strategies you want to use. So the good thing about it is that you can have different, you can use different strategies. Like for instance, you're seeing right there the green demand zones, and the red rectangle at the top is the supply zone. So you're going to be able to find demand zones that were created and supply zones. So when price hits there to that direction, or most likely you can forecast that the price will most likely head to that direction and then bounce, right? So that's what it basically does there with the supply and demand. It'll work on all time frames, any type of asset in the chart that you have on. Um, you have the algo bar at the top and the algo bar indicator. So yeah. So the good thing about this is that you can have different things, but you don't have them. You don't have to have them all on. I want this to be something that people use. I want this. I want this. I want it to be something that you use for your strategy. So if you have a way of trading, this will help you read the chart easier, right? It should help you read the chart and make it more easier for you to make decisions. You don't have to be turning on so many different, like RSI, MACD, and then you're gonna have so many of the, beneath your chart, you're gonna have so many things open. For instance, you have the algo bar at the top. It's telling you where the MACD is. It's telling you where the RSI is. If the RSI is more or less weak, if it's strong by the color, relative volume based on the volume that's trading at the moment, and then where you see pink right now on Blaze's right next to the alpha info bar that is constantly changing. Um, that's the cumulative delta, and that's a really good indicator because it's showing you basically the orders, but the actual market orders, not limit orders that are put like level two, because they can put an order and take it off whenever they want. Right there, it's turning green, meaning that buyers are coming in, and now you're seeing the candle starting to go back up. You see that, and then the candle might be red there, but it's green on the outside, meaning that it's a green candle, but it has also selling and buying pressure. It's like fighting there. You could turn that off if you want, but if you notice, the cumulative delta turned green, and now that candle's going up, so it's going to help you. It's got something for everyone. Exactly, Dan. Yep. And it's not to have everything open. Like I said, you turn on what you want, and it should be something based on how you trade. I want for you to have your strategy, and then you use it to help you. I've heard I heard one testimony recently that I really loved, and it was like it was a person that was brand new to trading, I would say, and especially to technical analysis. And they said that when they turned on the indicator, they were able to understand more the chart, and that they were totally wrong the way they were analyzing it before compared to having it on. And I think that's what I was going for. It shouldn't be something where it's green, it says buy or sell like others do, and then you buy in blindly or sell blindly. I don't want that. I want you to use it so it can help you have confluence in your decisions, right? So if you have it green right there, everything is turning green at the top. You might be finding support, or if now you get that green arrow, meaning that the MACD is getting strong. RSI will soon turn stronger. Maybe you want to take a quick scalp there or something like that, and get the momentum, right? So it all depends.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your favorite indicator? What's your favorite tool in the entire toolbox? Rob?
Mine, it's supply and demand.
Supply and demand.
The supply and demand, and I use the info bar a lot because
Yeah.
it's like if I'm in a supply zone like I was earlier, and I'm seeing the price going up into a supply zone like it's a double top, and I want to see if it's going to you see it's going in strong, right? So you might have green bars going in, and the indicator is telling it's strong because obviously it was pumping up. So I want to see if it's going to start hitting resistance at the supply zone. And if I see that cumulative delta start turning red on me, and then everything start reversing, I like that, and I might take that short, and because I trade futures, so I can go either direction. I can go long or I can sell and go short. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. I love supply and demand. I love the info bar. It's telling me a lot of things at the moment. You know what I mean? And yeah.
BTC mining.
I hope you understood that. I want to use the same one which you using here too from where I get it. Oh. So review, you have to be in the Discord. If you're in the Discord, there's a channel that's called Algo, Bober Algo, and then there you can get a license. So you have to be in the Discord.
Yeah. Let's see.
Start on a 1 year, 1 day. It looks like it fell to country. Go EV.
Whoa.
You're seeing the daily, the year. Um, Go
Here we go.
EV. Yeah, the pump. Well, Go EV pumped. That, that was a nice pump from $1. I'm watching Go EV. Blaze. Somebody asked that question.
Okay. GOEB.
So
It's always
yeah,
interesting.
I mean,
Like, uh-huh.
what was that?
No, I think it's always interesting how people pronounce like different ticker symbols differently. Like
Oh,
you call it
it's easier
GOEB.
for me to read it like that. Go EV. Yeah,
Yeah, it is. It is.
Go EV.
Yeah. It's always interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
So um, yeah. I mean, you were whoever was looking at this was looking for a bottom.
Mm,
It found the bottom at 122. It
mm,
did a swing low there. There was liquidity there, so now it's pumping. Now you have
yep.
to see if it goes to. Imagine it's at what is it, 290. See
Mm,
if it gets to that $5 mark. That's where I have the next kind of like liquidity zone there around
mhm.
513. But it would have to now create a higher high soon. Open up another candle and create a higher high.
Let's see. Doo-doo-doo. And yeah, it looks like Justin, did you get your position for IXHL? It looks like it's bouncing. But then again, it's done that quite a bit though the last few days. We just seem to be going back and forth in the same range, which isn't bad. At least we know where the bottom is at. You know?
Happy birthday to your son, Josh.
Oh, did I miss that? Okay. Birthday today, and he wants to meet up for some fun. Let's go. I think by that time we should be mostly done, Josh. So I think an hour. Okay. Still in it? Yeah. Is it it's not your son that was on stream last week, right, Josh? Different son? Exciting. Exciting, exciting. It's, it's going to absolutely, absolutely. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Hey yo, Mark. Yeah, so 2 minutes. Jonathan will be on in 2 minutes, and then we can get going. A couple of months ago, okay. You're trading LabVIEW. It's funny how I pulled up LabVIEW, Mark, and I just had to take a look. I knew you were trading that because you were quiet for some reason. I just had a feeling. Let me look at LabVIEW really quickly, and then we can move on to the interview. LabVIEW. Mm, mm, mm. The daily doesn't look too bad, does it, Mark? But obviously, that's not what you're playing with.
No,
Let's take a look here. Yeah, I hope you're in a long position if you're in it. What are you
yeah, he
talking?
must have got. in around 120. What is it?
I think it's very slow. It is very slow.
It's been slow, but it's moving now.
Yeah.
It broke out.
I don't know how he's playing with that, but it's very slow.
Watch the 200 there, Mark. And there's a supply zone right there.
Beautiful. So I'm gonna pull up the again. If at any point, during the interview you have any questions, please make sure you're asking. Right, this could be questions about the company, questions about OTC, less questions about market hedge fund stuff. We'll have Jonathan share as much information as he can. Also, be aware that there's only so much you can share as a CEO of a publicly listed company, right? So so we will get what we get. If you have questions about Bitcoin mining in general, the future of crypto, please ask. Don't be shy. With that, we will welcome Jonathan Bates, the CEO of BitMine cooling technology. How are you, Jonathan?
Hey, great. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it, guys.
Morning.
Absolutely. Welcome. So we're gonna get right into the interview. My first question for you, Jonathan, is how do you go from being a former hedge fund manager into Bitcoin mining? What's your background? How did you get into all of this?
Oh, sure. Thanks for asking. So I spent about 25 years on the sell side, actually. I worked at a lot of big firms, at Citigroup, Barclays, and my last corporate job, I was at JP Morgan as a managing director at JP Morgan Securities.
Mhm.
And so I really just wanted to leave that environment after a lot of years doing the same thing and enter into starting my own business, starting my own fund, and that's what I did in 2017.
Okay. And so how did you go from from that to like what made you look into Bitcoin mining and move into Bitmine?
Yeah, so I was always really intrigued by Bitcoin, especially in 2017.
Mhm.
Jamie Dimon, my old boss, he said if anybody here buys Bitcoin, they're fired. I'm just like,
Yep.
why is this dude having such a visceral reaction to Bitcoin? Why does it make him so mad?
Mhm.
He's supposed to be the king of finance, and I mean the reason is because it threatens the traditional financial system
Yeah.
and money and the way that everything his business represents. And
Mhm.
so I left. I did initially just did some personal investing in crypto and started this fund. It is a technology based fund. It's kind of cruising on autopilot right now because BitMine is by far the largest investment of the fund. So we made the investment into BitMine. We started it up. We spun it up from scratch. I'm in into it for about $5 million
Mhm.
myself, between myself and my fund. And so, but we took control of a control block of an existing public entity and did a number of things to change, improve, and upgrade company and the stock over the course of a couple of years.
Okay, very cool. I don't think people quite understand. I know maybe that's because we really haven't talked about it as much as we should, and we've done that on purpose. We wanted to have you come on and introduce the company, and we could really dig deep, right? So I don't think people really understand how cool and different your company is in the sense of like you're cooling, right? So like, what separates you? Like, what is immersion cooling, and like what separates you from a Mara, a CLSK, some of the other companies we're more familiar with?
Yeah, so we're running a couple of thousand miners roughly right now.
Mhm.
We're not as large as those guys.
Yep.
Our secret sauce is immersion cooling. So we run the computers submerged in a dielectrically neutral fluid. So when you look at it, it looks like you're dipping them underwater almost. They're
Yep.
not. It's really a cooling fluid. But you cycle the fluid in and out of tanks, and it disperses the heat much more efficiently. And it
Mhm.
actually has them run at the optimal ambient air temperature is really what you want to get the most performance out of the chips. Because the chip performance is so good, it allows you to overclock the machines and get 20-25% more Bitcoin out of the same machine.
Okay.
So that's the technology behind it. Really, I think Marathon is doing. I mean, I'm sorry, Riot's doing a little bit of that. They have got a facility that's all immersion right now. But what differentiates us is I mean, I'll say this several times probably on this interview, and I'm sorry. It looks like I got some soft white looking thing, and I don't even know what happened. I tried to clean in the lens. I don't know what's going on. But what differentiates us is our ability to grow. You know, those companies at that scale, you can't. It's so hard to deploy 100,000 machines. I mean, it takes a year or more. You got to find places. You got to build things. We've constructed or been involved in the deployment of 3 different sites now. I mean, we could. It doesn't take a whole lot of extra capital for us to move the needle. So our growth, our potential for growth and our revenues is, you know, my favorite part.
Okay. Okay. There's a question there's a question in the chat, which
Okay.
which, from Josh. Josh is asking if you can, for those that are unfamiliar with mining, can you really, go back and tell us what Bitcoin mining is?
Sure. So Bitcoin mining is the process of validating transactions. So really, you hear about centralized servers. I'll back up for a second. Centralized server would be like, okay, Bank of America, Department of Defense. There's one point of centralization for all of these networks, and that's how a general centralized network would work. You hear about decentralization a lot, and just the whole thing of anything related to crypto, but Bitcoin especially, because there's hundreds of thousands of computers running at any given time. They're all validating all the transactions on the network. They're willingly contributing computing power in a very anonymous and decentralized way to make the network viable and working. And so, why is that important? Because that without it, there is no centralization. And because it's anonymous, and these are just wallet addresses and computers that no one knows where they are, it makes it completely free of any constraints. It's not like someone can go raid the Bitcoin offices or hack the Bitcoin offices. There's nothing that doesn't exist. I mean, you'd have to hack every one of the computers to know where they are at any given time to break the network down. So you're validating these transactions, and you get rewarded a block reward for validating transactions. And I don't want to get too much into this, but back in the day, early on, there was no such thing as mining pools, so everyone just rolled the dice and hoped they got a block reward. These days, everyone participates in mining pools, so you get your pro rata share of the network's performance that day.
Okay.
It's just like a daily thing. I have things hit our wallet, throughout the day, every day. I get alerts that, wow, you mined X amount of Bitcoin. Here it is. It's in your wallet. Just the amount grows and accrues.
Okay, interesting.
So I got a question, please, real quick. I was just gonna ask. Something that I loved was that your other source of revenue is not only mining Bitcoin, it's doing some other innovative things. You want to speak more about that?
Sure. So we're also we've hosted at different times. I think like 30 machines or so right now. We're hosting for other clients. Not many. We're mostly self-mining at this point. But we have the ability to host other people's clients because we own the data center equipment. We also got a lot of electrical transformers. Our balance sheet consists of a lot of heavy-duty data center and electrical equipment. And we added the miners later. The company originally was going to be hosting only when we started in 2021, but the machine prices dropped so much that we just decided to try and fill them up with our own machines. But we also have got a pretty good source of where to get machines from Asia and other places. So we've done some machine resales. We're working on some transformer resales right now. So we have ability to sell equipment and in addition to hosting other people's machines. And in a world where really all of the Bitcoin miners seemingly are compared to each other with top line revenue, I mean, then it makes a lot of sense to, if the world is 5 to 15 times revenue, the name of the game is to produce quality revenue. And even to the point where Robert, you may have been referring to our announcement last week about revenue.
Right.
So this is something I hatched this idea with one of our partners because we acquired some machines last year and had them placed at a site in Kentucky, and we ended up doing a Bitcoin loan essentially by we pre-sold the Bitcoin production from those machines in order to buy the machines, which was pretty cool. I thought that was innovative. And the more I sat with a contract, I'm like, gosh, the guy that loaned me the money is really the one who it's the better side of the trade. And by the way, guys, I am a trader by nature. I did this for a living, like for a career. So I understand a lot of things regarding trading and securities and swaps and all kinds of other things. But I looked at that and I said, you know what, I'd like to do this, but I recognize that it's not necessarily, it's more of a financial contract. It's not mining revenue. So we constructed this process where I would lease machines from Luxor, our partner, and the bones of the contract are the same as a derivatives contract, but essentially we're leasing it on a short-term basis. We're getting the mining revenue every day. When the lease expires, we renegotiate a new lease. But it's a way for us to get mining revenue without having to pay for these very expensive machines. So that's one really good. This is almost a limitless growth opportunity for us because there's all kinds of ways you can manage the financial risk of every one of these short-term contracts if you know what's coming in. So I am pretty excited about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Josh is asking in the chat if you're holding all the BTC you mine, or is it just 100% redemptions?
Yeah, I tell you what, I wish I could hold it. I mean, I would hold every one I could.
Yeah.
But because we have a Bitcoin loan and we got a site where we're sharing some with the site owner. Like, unfortunately, I have to sell most of the Bitcoin we bring in at this very moment in time. There'll be a time, I hope, during the cycle. And if you look at the history of Bitcoin and halvings, 2025 is the year. So 2017 was the year. 21 was the year. 2025 should be the year. So if I can hold as much as I can, and the profit margins tend to increase because there's a high degree of operating leverage in mining. So that stretches in your favor, allows you to hold more as the market gets better. But yeah, it pains me to sell it every time. I mean, I have to sell regularly, and I'm just like, oh,
Yep.
so yeah, but I've just got obligations at this moment, but hopefully that's not always the case.
Yeah. Speaking of mining, and I think there's a misconception in retail that post halving, the whole idea is that the miners will lose some of the profit, like 50% of the profits from after the halving, right? So can you tell us a little bit more about the post like halving cycle and how the value really goes up and it really doesn't affect your the fact that it's cut in half and you're losing some revenue from that?
Yeah. And, it's a good question because, it is painful. Typically it's painful day one. Although I got to say, this is the least painful halving I've ever seen. I mean, you've never seen a record high hit before the halving ever.
Exactly.
I mean, this
first one.
ETF thing is very legit, putting a big fire under things. And, it's going to swing it hard both ways, by the way. But I mean, I think, I just think 2025 is going to be special. But yes, your rewards are cut in half, but the block rewards are composed of two things. They're composed of the actual block reward, which is going to 3 1/8 Bitcoin, and they're also transaction fees, which transaction fees usually were de minimis. It didn't really add a lot to it. They've been as high as but right now I'm not sure it's quite as high, but they've been as high as 1 to 2 Bitcoin per block. And I'll tell you guys something. There's something called ordinals, Bitcoin ordinals, and if you guys Google that, it's the reason why the transaction fees are so high. So like the benchmark one was called ORDI, ORDI. I think that was the first one that came out. But people are creating it's an inscription or almost like an NFT on the Bitcoin network, and people bid on blocks, and it creates a huge transaction fees. So that was a great surprise for all of us, that's really, the transaction fees will help dampen the loss on the way down day one. But
Okay.
every single time, the halving is bad day one, but it has been the precursor for an epic rally every time.
Mhm.
So yeah, it gets cut in half, but it more than doubles. I mean,
Yep.
look at the history of this thing. So
Yeah.
we wouldn't be in this if we weren't bullish for long term.
Mhm.
And everyone here knows how to trade and understand supply and demand.
Yep.
Bitcoin miners are the most persistent sellers of Bitcoin. Every day, I mean, look at me. I mean, I don't like doing it, but we have to. I mean, who's selling to the ETFs right now? It's only miners. So what happens
Yeah.
whenever half that supply gets or whatever taken out of the market? If the demand stays the same, it has a tilting effect. But everyone knows this is a thing, and everyone's
And
has piled onto it before it was even this societally visible.
yeah, and I would say I think that's key there, that people don't understand that the miners are the liquidity providers almost of this. You guys are the one providing liquidity. So, and the
Yeah.
market, which is, which
Yep.
makes this different. Like you said in the beginning, right? It's not centralized. It's coming from these mining rigs that are creating the Bitcoin after, or mining it, sorry. And so, yeah, I think that's key there.
Yeah, and then people don't, the miners are the first choice sellers, and so I mean, plenty of people buy and sell, and there's, just like a certain amount of there's a stock with a certain amount of supply, but miners are generally the sellers, like they're the largest daily sellers. So I don't know, you take that away, and
Mhm.
any moving of the needle with these ETFs, and I don't know, I feel better about this than any of the last ones, halving wise. Usually it's pretty painful. Usually it washes out some miners.
Yeah.
I think it's going to bail
Right.
out some of the guys with higher costs this time. But our cost structure are pretty low. I can talk about that later. But yeah, to answer your question, I think the halving generally causes the price to skyrocket, and then it more than offsets the impact after 3 to 6 months, typically in past times.
That's interesting that you talk about price structure, because Jeff has a question for you in the chat. He's asking, what's your cost per Bitcoin mined, and like how does that compare to the other miners, the Maris and CLSKs?
Yeah, and I apologize if I don't have the exact number because when you're dealing with gap accounting and you're putting out these reports, it's probably in one of our reports. And then some people include real estate rent costs. Some people only put electricity, not other
Okay.
site fees. So,
Mhm.
inclusive of site fees, I want to say we're in the 20,000 or low 20s, all in.
Mhm.
So, but I got to double check that. Please, I apologize not having the exact number or how we calculated it for gap accounting in the filings. But I'll double check that. I'll come back to you guys.
Okay, perfect.
But it's not too far off of that.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of, post halving rallies, where do you see Bitcoin in the next, in 2025, or just 5 years in the future?
5 years. Okay. Well, the halving. So if previous cycles hold similarly, first of all, I have a lot of opinions on this, but first of all, we may have pulled forward some of the returns recently, but what you would normally see is 3 to 6 months after the halving
Mhm.
is when it really takes off, and you got about a year of complete party time, and so I would expect the rally to generally to peak then, and I would say, we would think it would be anywhere. It's just going to be a big range, but 125K up to maybe $500,000. It kind of depends on the appetite from retail going into ETFs. I mean, I think that's a big swing factor between those two. It could be multi-billions of dollars. If the largest asset managers add 1% or 2% in Bitcoin, I mean,
Yeah.
there's just not going to be that many coins for sale.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I think it is. It's super exciting for me.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so I was looking through your Twitter page, and I thought this was very impressive, very very impressive. So you guys hired someone from CLSK, the CEO of CLSK. Can you tell us a bit more about
Lori?
that?
Yeah. So she was a CFO. She's a former CFO of CleanSpark, yeah. And she actually, I'm located in Las Vegas, and she's here, and we have some mutual friends. And so she came on. She's on our board of directors, and I mean, she's just great. I mean, she was there. They were an OTC markets company that uplisted to the NASDAQ. So so I figured who better to bring on than somebody that turned an OTC markets company that was fairly low volume traders, not unlike us.
Yep.
To were they trading like 20 million shares a day? It's a multi-billion-dollar market cap. I mean, she was there for that whole ride, and so she's got a lot to add, and she was instrumental in that. So that's what I want us. I want us to be there. I want us to have that same trajectory. And frankly, and I'll talk more about the uplisting process, but we already meet almost all of the requirements right now. So I can talk about the only thing, because we're so invested in the company as a group of insiders relative to the shares held in the open market. There's not a lot of stock out there, tradable stock. So it's because we invested so much that like we need more shares in the tradable float, I think, to meet the last minimum requirement. We meet everything else: the balance sheet, the number of shares, the value of the shares, all this. We meet just about everything else. But she was there for that whole ride up, and she's going to help us get there. I've done it as an investor numerous times. I've invested in plenty of uplistings.
So that's a perfect segue to what to those famous three letters OTC. So I guess what you mentioned in that's definitely a great asset for the company to for uplisting. I'm guessing that's part of your plan. So yeah, I guess you can get into that. What you're heavily invested into the company. Most of the insiders are. So what are the plans you have for uplisting and uplisting?
I mean, as soon as we can, I mean, so when we started off, the company that we acquired was called Sandy Springs Holdings. We really started a company from scratch. It wasn't a reverse merger, but the idea, it was pink sheets at the time, was to get that to an exchange as soon as possible. And the tiers of OTC are pink, then OTC QB, and then the highest is OTC QX. And so I think out of 19,000 companies on OTC markets, 18,000 of them are maybe it's 16, I don't know, a lot are pink. And when you start off, see the SPAC rules. If you think about a SPAC, really it's not that different. It's a shell company, but to meet NASDAQ requirements or NYSE, you have to have $40 million of net assets, even if it's a shell. So that's why all these SPACs got issued the way they did. But Sandy Springs Holdings was essentially was a SPAC with no assets, and so because it didn't meet exchange requirements, it was on OTC Pink. So we've had it uplisted to the OTC QX, which is the highest tier, which means we have to have a $5 million balance sheet audited. We have to meet certain corporate governance requirements. We have to have a minimum bid. It's actually not that different than the lowest tier of NASDAQ or NYSE in terms of requirements and quality of requirements. In fact, I think there's 600 OTC QX companies. Most of those are foreign companies that just don't want to even be listed. So like I think Adidas and I forget a couple of the BNP Paribas. There's some quality European companies that choose to be on the OTC QX in the United States to have their shares traded here. But mostly it's financials or foreign companies. And so we're one of about 50 operating companies that's on the OTC QX. So it's not an exchange, but it's about as close as you're going to get while still being on OTC. So we're most of the way there to be on an exchange, and I'm working on that actively.
Okay. So what you're saying is people really shouldn't be overly concerned about being on the OTC or buying a stock that's on the OTC.
No, it trades. I mean, there are some stocks that trade 1 million shares a day on OTC. You know, I mean, what at higher and by higher prices, you know, $1 or something. You know, especially in QX or QB even. But you know, like some of the pink sheet stocks, you got to be careful about because a lot of them are scams, or you know, or there's a lot of liars. You know, and so you know, if you look at our team, like, and you got a bunch of pictures of
Yep.
of our team there, but you know, I mean, we like our other main director, Mike Maloney, the guy at the bottom. I mean, he teaches blockchain at Wharton. He ran a 400 megawatt Bitcoin mine called CoinMint. You know, Dean in the middle. He was a founding advisor to Argo. You know, we have a very credentialed team on our populated on our advisory and board and just on our employee staff as well. So, you know, we like to think we're very much distinguished from a lot of stuff that goes on in OTC. And I wanted to get off pink as soon as I could because I was worried about the taint from that. You know, but you know, like I know people in this group are traders, and so if you're trading you know, just I'm going to take off my CEO hat for a second, just talk about trading OTC stocks. Always put in limit orders. You know, you want to just understand that you know, there's a little less liquidity sometimes, so just put in a limit order. You know, and if there's a bid offer spread that's a little wider than you're used to, you know, just try and get something done in the middle. You know, and in some cases, like I've traded a lot of OTC stocks before this, and you know, you just want to, if you can buy it in the middle, you can sell it. If you buy it near the bid side and sell it near the offered side, that's a little extra juice for you as a trader. And that's what I've always tried to do. It's like I've even passed on trades because the spread was too wide and wasn't able to execute, you know, close to the bid side. So all right, the stock ran away from me, and then I missed it. But that's you know, I've never chased them. But there's a way to do this. But I think our stock trades at a pretty substantial discount relative to Mara and Riot on a absolute basis and on a comparative revenue basis and on just about any basis because we're not on an exchange yet. So I think that's part of what's baked into the price.
Okay, I see. You mentioned earlier that you have about $5 million of your own money. Can you tell us a bit how that's structured in terms of, like, you know, your money and the team and percentage of, you know, insider holdings and things like that, just so people can understand like how you really believe in this company?
Yeah, so I mean, it's common stock, preferred stock, and then there's still debt. So the fund that I run is called Innovative Digital Investors. Originally, we put in $2 million. We invested in the seed round in equity. But then I put in another $2 million of debt, up that to $3 million. Then converted the $3 million into a class of convertible preferred. So that became equity class, and then put in more debt. We're up to about $1.8 million of debt due in 2020, December of this year. I've rolled that out from 23 to 24. I'm the control person on the debt. So, you know, it's not like there's a third party who's going to come in, and it's not convertible, that debt. You know, because I have so much stock, I'm an affiliate. I think between the fund and my personal holdings, I own 40% of the stock. And I don't take a salary. I work 12 hours a day on this and all weekend, you know, for no salary. And so does the CFO and so does the president. We're all in it strictly for the equity. We have very low salary obligations at this point.
That's really, you know, that's really important because I think, you know, there's a little theme that's going around the Bitcoin miners where you're seeing a lot of these companies, you know, like the Riots and the Bit Farms. A lot of them are raising money in a way that isn't necessarily important, you know, safe for shareholders. It doesn't show shareholder value. So it's nice to see that you guys have a substantial insider holding, and maybe you wouldn't do stuff like that. You know, raising 700 million in a.
I can speak to that if you'd like. Yeah.
Yes, please.
So there's a habit by a lot of the public company miners to do at the money. They'll file an S3 registration. And by the way, I don't mind being a resource for the group in terms of public filings and how things work, because I follow everybody else's stuff. And I always did before I ever started making my own filings. But
Great.
if you see an S3 and you see an at the money deal with a brokerage firm, that means that they literally these companies consider them an ATM machine. It's an at the money transaction. They'll sit there and hit the sell button all day and tap the bid on the stock, and they suck liquidity out of the market by doing that. To me, that's not super shareholder friendly, because I mean, yeah, there's a multi-billion-dollar ATM for Mara. CleanSpark had one for a while. I think Bitfarms has one live right now, hundreds of millions of dollars. So, these stocks are mostly retail held, and they're very active momentum stocks. And so I think you want to let every rally like blossom. You don't want to be necessarily tamping the bid and killing the enthusiasm of your investors every single day. Like, why would you do that? It's very self-defeating. So I'm a shareholder thoughtful guy, and I'm the biggest shareholder as a group. I think the insiders and the employees have 80% or more of the total shares. And so, we care. I'm always going to run this. I care a lot more about the stock price than the Bitcoin price. I want the stock to do well. I think, and I do think that a lot of these other guys, the money's offered to them. They want to buy the newest machines, so they dilute their shares, and they do it in a way that's not. That's a sort of the regularity of the sales sort of takes away the upside possibilities. So I would be inclined never to do that. I would just do a price deal one time, do what you have to do, but don't do it an everyday sale. That's just I don't like that.
Okay, that's really important. Jonathan, is there anything you think we're missing about BitMine that you think people should know? Anything that we haven't talked about?
Just that I think that no one knows who we are, and really I need to get, I'm doing things like this to try and get the word out to indoctrinate some new investors. But we have the potential to follow in the footsteps of, some of these larger companies, and I do it in a shareholder responsible way. I think we're very overlooked. I think our revenue discount relative to what we're producing, like the quarter ending 229 and moving forward, is gonna really, people will ultimately wake up to the fact that we're cheap compared to the group, and one CEO's opinion. And so I think that will ultimately play out. We can grow our top line. It'd be easier for us to 5x our top line than it would for somebody else to go up 50%. In the multi-billion-dollar market cap camp, because you just can't deploy another 180,000 machines. It's going to take you a year and a half. The only way the revenue goes up is if the price goes up, and we're all going to benefit from that. Yep. So I hope that answers that question.
Yes, it does. Rob and I have been looking at your chart because we're both, price, we like to look at technicals. And I think your price, the price of the stock is at a beautiful level. As we've talked about this over the last little bit, the price has slowly creeped up a little bit. But the price itself, like, it's sitting at a very attractive level, which is really good.
Well, thanks. Appreciate that. And I of course I think so. I mean, we were at $5, in 2021 before we had anything deployed, and we didn't have any revenue, and so yeah, I'd love it if we can get back there, ultimately. So thank you for pointing that out. I know you guys are traders, and
yes.
and generally faster money, but which I totally appreciate. But yeah, I mean, I think we've got some interesting things going on. The last round we sold shares at $1.25. Almost all the stock at DTC is held by people who bought it at $1.25. And, so there's not a whole lot of, people just aren't, the reason it's not trading is no one wants to sell. And so I'm like, it's like a blessing and a curse, right? No one wants to sell, but there's no volume, but yeah.
Yep. Well, someone just FOMO Jonathan because the price is going up.
Oh, look at that! That's right. So I knew there were some smart folks in this group.
I think where it's at, and technically speaking, I'm an analyst, technical analyst more above anything, and that where the prices is now is a perfect setup. It's in a great zone. It's been there for a while. I'm a supply and demand trader, so that's like just mouthwatering when you see it there in the demand zone for long and just holding on.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Well,
So as the CEO of BitMine, what are you most excited about for the company going forwards?
I think if I can execute like this kind of growth rate I'm talking about, especially like the lease contracts and selling some transformers, if I could get us into the $5 or $10 million or $20 million revenue area somehow,
Mhm.
I mean, this will blossom. What you want, the time where you might want to prune your bets. So if I'm not Jonathan Bates, CEO of BitMine, if I'm Jonathan Bates, trader,
Mhm.
um, then what does that mean later? I mean, 2025 is the year. Like that's the year. I mean, unless we're pulling all the returns forward somehow, 2025, people are going to lose their minds.
Mhm.
And, so yeah, I haven't sold a single share of stock. I
Yeah.
don't plan to,
Mhm.
I mean, the only time if I sell, I can't say never because
Yeah.
I can't work for free forever. I can work, I probably could work for free forever. I did pretty well as, in my career, but
Yeah.
I'd prefer not to. But
Yeah.
the only time I'd love to, the ultimate great sale would be we sell to X company
Mhm.
at a really after a run because they're reaching and they want to get in the business and we represent something for them. So if I could sell the whole thing at a really nice price to another
Mhm.
public company, like that'd be
Mhm.
really cool.
Mhm.
Or the other thing which I didn't cover, I've had numerous talks with companies that want to be public.
Yep.
The pathway for Bitcoin mining companies going public, it's tough. The SEC is like, they pick on us a little more than they do other people that are filing registration statements.
Yep.
So we've pursued minnow swallowing a whale deals that are accretive for shareholders. I've
Mhm.
gotten down the path with a couple of really big companies that just didn't end up happening. But that's another thing. If we could acquire a much bigger company in a manner that's really good for our shareholders and gets the other company public that they're trying to achieve, then that's the other
Mhm.
thing I'm working on as well. And I have regular conversations to that end.
Okay. Okay. That's exciting. Well,
Yeah, it is.
let us know in the chat, please, and thank you if you have any last questions for Jonathan. Where and when can we? Well, I mean, the when is up to you. This is not financial advice. We're just giving you the information so you can use that and make your decisions. But yeah, you can. I know some people have mentioned in the chat, that they've been having issues, buying this. It doesn't let them buy in Webull or Robinhood, which is
Yeah.
a bit of an obstacle. I don't know if there's a different way around this, Jonathan.
Yeah. So for some, it's funny. Robinhood, you can buy Doge, but you can't buy OTC market stocks because that's speculative.
Yeah.
Um, but uh, but yeah, there's some brokers and some discount brokers where they limit OTC or whatever. I mean, um, believe at Fidelity, Schwab, E Trade, it's okay.
You
Mhm.
trade.
And there's a few other brokers. It's funny. I think if I look at the DTC report of the brokers that own the stock, I mean, it's also actually Goldman and B of A Merrill have some holdings. I'm not sure if these are
Mhm.
market makers.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's true. There are some limitations. This is why I need to get us on an exchange, because then everyone can buy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, Robinhood is out. E Trade, Schwab, Fidelity, I believe, are in,
Okay.
and a few others like that.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll try and put out a list for people. I'd love to be a resource. Like I could set up maybe a sub area. And I apologize if I'm not uber responsive, by the way, because I'm already like pulled into calls and stuff all the time. But
No, we
I,
got
I,
it.
I I can be a thought leader in this group at all. It's just about Bitcoin,
Mhm.
about having, about OTC, anything.
Mhm.
I mean, really just any way I can help you guys out. Understanding public filings, like
Yep.
toxic fundings that some of these companies do. I see some of the stocks you guys trade. I mean, I'm glad to say, hey, check this out. You might want to just know that this is happening. Like if I can give you guys insight from
Yes,
any.
I think that's great, Jonathan. Yeah, I think that's gonna be amazing for the group too. Yeah, that's
So
gonna
I'm
bring so
love to
much
help.
added value to that. Yep, definitely.
Yeah, love to just be a resource
Pick your
because
brain. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a really cool group. I mean, I've observed it from a distance. Everyone's so positive, and everyone's contributing to everyone else's success. It seems like here, So you curated a really really nice group here, and I appreciate you giving me the chance to speak.
Well, thank you
Thank you.
for coming on. So I don't know if you've touched on this a little bit, but I don't know if if there's anything else from your experience as a hedge fund manager. There any insights that you'd be willing to share with us as retail traders?
Yeah. So the best thing. So some of the stocks that you guys have traded, I've noticed are maybe they're like you get the most momentum out of a stock that goes from like $1 to $1.40, or some of the just if you guys ever have a chance to get on SEC.gov on the SEC's Edgar site. If you do some deep dive into some of these balance sheets, you'll see in some cases they've issued debt that's not like a priced offering. There'll be some dilutive features in there that are really kind of hidden to the normal investor. But so the ATM is one thing that's obvious that if they're trading 20 million shares a day, these guys could 10 million of it could be the company themselves, tapping the bid. Like you want unconstrained upside potential. And so if there's a convertible in there that isn't a fixed price convertible, if it's convertible at into some variable fashion, sometimes that's okay. But sometimes there's the investors that are savvy at these things,
Yep.
they'll short the stock going into a conversion just to push the price down so they can get more shares. So they'll wait a day or two, and then they'll issue the issuance report to the transfer agent. Then they'll deliver the shares, and then they'll cover that portion of it. So there's so much of these games that go on, and really, it's retail traders and retail investors that end up paying for this. And so I'm glad to tell you guys about all this stuff. I can look into anybody's 10K, 10Q, look at their press release, look for anything getting issued late on a Friday, because this is the time thing, like the press releases that come out, like they tuck this stuff away and try not to act like it's a big deal, but it is a big deal. It's crushing hidden supply that you guys don't even know is happening. So I'm glad to let you guys hear about anything.
Yeah, I think that's great because retail becomes exit liquidity most of the time.
It is, exactly. That's the last thing you want. Like you guys are the ones that should be getting the biggest benefit, not getting stuck.
Right.
And so I've served investors my whole career. I worked on behalf of investors. That's how I made my money. That's how I started the fund. In fact, my fund investors are people that I got as clients in the 1990s when I first started, getting clients. And so I've got a lot of loyal investors for a long period of time. And so, I'm very investor friendly focused. And I also have I'm glad to share this insight as I see it. So,
So what you're saying is the shorts never have to cover?
I don't know. There's a whole conspiracy theory about that. Like I followed that Tom Ronk guy and the buy-ins and all that. It's like, I don't know. I'm not sure how true that exactly is. Although I will say, like, just looking at our own DTC reports, like sometimes the market makers, like you'll see the amount of shares that change hands on a week-to-week basis, and sometimes like there's more people bought stock than people that sold it, which clearly would indicate that the market makers remained with an open short position. But with us, it's not huge because like I think it'd be kind of silly to to short a stock that's tougher to trade because like I saw there was one day during the summertime last year where I just issued a SMS text about a press release. Oh, sorry, the sun's coming out the window here. Maybe you guys can finally see me.
Yep.
But the stock, it ripped from like 60 cents to $3 to back down to 80 cents or something like in one day. So I imagine if there was any shorts that were caught at that point, they got their faces ripped off, and of course I like seeing that. But I do think there is a forced clearing of them if there is a persistent short. Technically, they're not supposed to be short for any period of time.
Yep.
Really, they're only supposed to remain short one day and they get fined or whatever. But
Yeah, they keep borrowing against.
yeah,
Yeah,
but what you really have to worry about is hidden longs. The dilutive financing, because you're never going to get a short squeeze out of somebody that can print as many new shares as possible.
okay.
And
Right.
that's the real hidden. You got to worry that supply side is what you got to worry about.
Okay. Okay. Do you just a personal question? Do you have anything that is so? Forget about the stock side. Let's completely move to crypto. Do you have a favorite coin apart from Bitcoin that you like holding?
Yeah, I'm so like Bitcoin heavy, Bitcoin centric. I wouldn't say I'm a maximalist. I'm a mostlyist.
Yeah.
And I've speculated on a lot of coins, over just personally, by the way,
Mhm.
over a period of time. And what I'll end up doing when obviously the market is melting up, I'll start looking around at what hasn't moved yet.
Mhm.
And I always end up with like Bitcoin Cash or Ethereum Classic or one of those guys,
Yeah.
that are like, hey, this hasn't moved yet.
Yeah.
Ethereum's moved up. What about Ethereum Classic?
Mhm.
So, that's normally what I'll end up doing. And I rent them. I don't really stick around too long,
Okay.
but yeah, that's more or less what what I like to do. I'm glad to like share with the group just things I do too. I'm happy to say,
Mhm.
hey, there's something I just did. I mean, it
Okay.
was the most recent thing I did. I think I bought ETCG, which is that Ethereum Classic Trust, because it's the only one that's trading at a discount relative to
Mhm.
its NAV compared to like the other grayscales, which are all trading at a premium, the Litecoin and the BTC Cash one. I'm like,
Yep.
why is Ethereum Classic trading at a discount while the others are at a premium? It doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was yeah. I'll look at these things but other coins, obviously Solana's really made a breathtaking comeback, and
Yes.
I watch it every day, and I mean that was like as FTX's coin. I'm like, how is this thing making a comeback? Does nobody remember this? But it is, and one of my good friends is like, yeah, it's definitely going to flip Ethereum. I'm like, really? I maybe it will. I don't
Yep.
know.
Yep. Any so what we will do, guys, is we're gonna create a section in Discord and we're gonna name it, the name of the company, BitMine. So if you feel like you have any questions that are specific to the company, you can ask in there, and Rob and I will answer, or Jonathan will pop in there. He's gonna be in the community, in the crypto channel, talking crypto, talking everything else. So again, you're gonna love his name, by the way, in Discord. His name is JBTC. I don't know if there could be any more of an amazing name than that. So,
Yeah, I like
so
it. Yeah.
any last words, Jonathan?
I mean, I'll just say thanks everybody for having me on, and to the extent that I can answer questions on the regular, I'll do it.
Mhm.
And you guys are a pretty cool group, and I look forward to seeing if I can add anything to what you're already doing, and just give me the company updates
Mhm.
as I can do it. And if I don't answer right away, I promise you, I'll try and get to any questions you have, I'll be available. I'm pretty available most of the
Mhm.
time. So, um, around for a talk or anything like that, anytime anyone wants to.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome.
Well, thank you very much for Rob. Any last questions from you?
No, no. I think it's very insightful. It was great. I loved it. I'm looking
Mhm.
forward to have them in the Discord too. I'm just kidding.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm glad to be as a part of the group, and thanks everyone, and hopefully we'll execute all of our plans the way we're talking about, and glad to give you anyone updates along the way, and just general trading stuff if I can add any insight
Okay.
about anything that I catch. But I'll be doing that as well.
Yeah. No, I like that. I like that you guys are doing something that's a little bit different, from the other miners,
that's what I love too.
at a beautiful discount. From a technical point of view, I like that. This stock is tightly held by insiders. which is amazing. I think again when I looked at that filing and I saw that you guys got someone from CLSK, I think that was very cool because
Mm.
that's for someone to leave a company like that and come join you, it must show some like some value, right? And there's a lot of talk. There's been a lot of talk lately about your revenue growing and things. So this is really exciting. Your stock ran to $5 without any you having anything.
Yeah, we were
It's-
vaporware at that point. We're a few people with a dream, but it's, I mean, hey, next year, 2025, that's the year. I don't. Hopefully, we can earn that back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think you will. I think you will.
Yeah.
Also, there's OTC uplisting talk. So I think really looking forward to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure chatting, Jonathan. Thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks, guys, and I look forward to seeing you guys in Discord.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. Take care.
Have
Okay.
a wonderful rest of the day. Okay.
All right,
Bye.
thank you, guys.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Let's see. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Josh, some good questions. I know Josh FOMO'd already. He's in the
Couple,
stock already.
couple people FOMO'd. Yeah, that was good.
Josh FOMO'd already. Who else FOMO'd? Someone else FOMO'd. Perfect.
Who has two thumbs and FOMO'd into BMNR? This guy.
Rob did.
Yeah, through E-Trade.
So let's see here.
I got E-Trade account, yeah.
Yeah. Any last questions for us guys before we hop off again? So we're gonna create a section in Discord and have and put some of these filings in there. So if you ever need to go back and look, we're gonna have them in there. Rich, you FOMOed as well. Yeah, I know you guys FOMOed. Yeah, BMNR is sitting at the highs of the day now, so you guys are FOMOing. But this is exciting. I'm
It is.
excited
It is.
to see where this goes.
And
So,
just the the people and that he's mentioning the company himself has been very intriguing.
yep.
It's been very intriguing. So
Yes, please. Yeah, let's get Mark on here and then 1 point debts. That's nothing exactly. I think if you look at the balance sheet, yeah, that's nothing. So you're
yeah.
just waiting for fills. You have your yep. Let's get above $1, please and thank you, and let the FOMO kick in. Please and thank you.
Yeah, we get it over $1 exactly, 85 cents almost.
Yeah. Alrighty, y'all. Well, thank you all very much for. We're gonna be in Discord for the rest of the day. Thank you all very much for hanging with us. Don't forget to share this clip with your friends and ask any questions if you have any. And news section for everyone. Yeah, it's gonna be for everyone. Jay. So again, thank you all very much for the questions and the support. We're gonna be in Discord, and we'll catch you guys. Catch you guys later. Alrighty, y'all. Much love. Bye, guys.
So.